Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure. Yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out, procrastination, putting it off, kicking the can down the road. In, plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out, carpet in the bathroom. Like, why? In, knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
This week, in Sand Lake, Michigan, a bloody and seemingly obvious case gets complicated when one victim comes back to life and a pet parrot has something to say. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. We are excited. We have a really wild show today. If you couldn't tell by the introduction, it's crazy. That's all we'll say. It's crazy. We'll get to it as soon as we get this house cleaning out of the way. Top of the show. First of all, thank you for your reviews. They help a lot.
Look at you.
Wherever you're listening, pop a review and help out your boys. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Also, this week, if you're listening, right when it comes out, we are in Pittsburgh, Friday, April 8th. At the Munn Hall, whatever the hell that is. Music Hall. It's a nice place.
Menstrual, Pennsylvania.
I think it's in, Menstrual, Pennsylvania, the Menstrual Music Hall. Very nice place, though. We're in Pittsburgh. Come see us Saturday. We're in Columbus. That might be just about sold out, but
almost.
Give it a shot, though. Check it out and come see us. And May 5th, virtual live show.
Yes!
For everybody, wherever you are in the world, and if you're not in a place that we're coming. And the next few months, the shows are kind of sold out for Detroit and Cincinnati and Philadelphia and Washington. They're all sold out. So if you want to see us in the next couple months and you don't have tickets, May the 5th is going to be the time. Get those tickets at shutupandgivememurder.com.
That's right. Let's have tequila and tacos.
That is it right there. Let's get it on Cinco de Mayo. It's going to be beautiful. A lot of fun. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Fun stuff there. If you have $5 or above, anybody, you get access to everything. Crime and Sports bonus, Small Town Murder bonus. And even if you don't listen to Crime and Sports, which you should be, I don't know what you're doing. Right. If you haven't, it's a wrestler this week. Go listen to it. Trust me. But even if you don't, the bonus stuff, trust us, it crosses over. And check this out. And you get access to all of it, the whole back catalog. This week, Crime and Sports episode, one of the best April Fool's hoaxes ever. Sports Illustrated said a man was found in Tibet that throws 168 miles an hour, and the Mets have signed him, and the fan base bought into it lock, stock, and barrel, and it was hilarious. And they were very disappointed when they found out it wasn't true. Then for Small Town Murder, we talked about just one of the worst people ever, Diane Downs. Yeah. Just a terrible, awful person. She shot her kids and then pretended it was some, stranger who wanted her car, and just she still won't admit she did it. No. And just lies through her teeth and goes on and does all these interviews. And we talked about how much of a liar she is on television with all these interviews. It's so funny. Check it out. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Do that, and you'll get a shout out at the end of the show. Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you. We do. Quickly, the disclaimer: this is a comedy show, okay?
It is.
The murders are real. The case is real. I know from it sounds like, they must have made something. No, we don't make anything up. This is all real, unfortunately. Yeah. But we're comedians, so we make jokes about it. We make jokes about a lot of things, small towns, because we're all from somewhere that sucks, so why not joke about it? You know what I mean? We make jokes about murderers who go, I think I can get away with killing this person and then leaving, my DNA everywhere. No one will figure that out. We'll make fun of that. We can't help it. But what we don't do, what we go out of our way not to do, is we do not make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why, James?
Because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags. That's how that works. So if that sounds good, great. If you think true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, I don't know. Maybe give it a shot. I think maybe you might be a little closed-minded, but
you don't know.
Otherwise, if you don't like it, we warned you, so don't complain later on. That said, I think it's time, everybody, to sit back. You ready for this?
I am.
Clear the lungs and shout, "Shut up!
Shut up and give me murder." Yes.
I love it. I love hearing all the places people say they yell that to. That makes me the happiest. Like I was on an elliptical at the gym.
In a very inappropriate place,
and I shouted,
I still said it. Yeah.
"Shut up and give me murder," and all the other people at the gym were very uncomfortable. I love hearing shit like that. That kills me. I love it so much. So yes, continue to tell us the places where you you yell along with us. That said, let's go on a trip, Jimmy. What do you say?
Okay,
let's do this. We are going to Michigan. Look at us. We're going to Michigan. We have to. It's part, and we're going to be in Detroit next month as well. Why not? Or 2 months, sometime. We'll be in Detroit at some point,
something like that. Yeah.
So we're going to Sand Lake, Michigan.
Where is that?
Let's see. That is in western Michigan. It's over by Grand Rapids, about a half hour from Grand Rapids. So it's right in the 25 minutes, half hour. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes to Detroit, so it's all the way on the other side of the state there. And about an hour to Hastings, Michigan, which was our last Michigan episode 233. And that was a crazy one. Michigan never disappoints.
They really up the crazy in that state.
They do, Michigan, like Ohio. There's a few. Wisconsin, we get great ones. Arkansas, West Virginia, Florida. For some reason,
there's about 50 states that do
Arizona,
it pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to go through the list. The only ones that are really hard are like Wyoming, because there's just not a lot of people there. So it's just the odds of finding crazy murders when there's that little is very difficult. So it's in Newaygo County. The actual place is in 2 different counties, but this took place in Newaygo County. It is area code 616. The motto is, this is for Ensley Township, which the whole Ensley Township is like is the town that's all falls under the umbrella, and then Sand Lake is inside of Ensley Township. Okay. So this is for Ensley Township. That's embracing the growth while preserving the past.
Yeah.
Which is just pandering.
Yeah.
That's just, they might as well say, we're not sure what we're up to. We have no idea.
That's hitting both sides, too. Yeah, we like your heritage, but we also are moving forward.
Yeah, it's hard to, it's Great, good. I mean, I don't know. Go for it. Not really a statement.
We'll celebrate the dumb shit we did and also change and be better.
We can do all of it. Yeah, it sounds like obvious. Yeah, that's great. Tell us what you're about. Like some towns will have like the borax community or some shit, like they made some whatever.
Strawberry capital of the world or something.
Yeah. So it was this area founded in 1869. It's kind of a bedroom community for Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
You can kind of not live in Grand Rapids but still work in Grand Rapids. Okay. This started out as people were coming through here traveling in the 1800s, fishing in Sand Lake. And then property owners started saying, hey, we should rent these people boats and shit and have a restaurant they can eat in after they're done.
Let's capitalize on this. Yeah. You heard of fucking capitalism? Let's do it.
Jimmie stretched his vocabulary to the maximum there. He said, let's capitalize.
I really did.
Have you heard of capitalism? Shit, I saw your brain go, oh no, I already used capital, but I don't know any other word for free market.
In my head, I was like, is that what it's called?
I don't know any other word for the free market, so I'm going to just go with capitalism.
Let's capitalize on open free trade.
So, they started renting boats, fishing supplies, and they had rooming places too, so you could come fish for, more than a day and you didn't have to camp. You could do stuff like that, make it like a deal. One guy named Charles Adam purchased an old farm rooming house in the northeast corner of the lake and built a hotel in 1872 and named it the Sand Lake Hotel. So there was that. Now, reviews of this town, not much has happened since then, put it that way.
No?
No. That's what I mean. It stops in the 1880s when new owners renamed it the North Shore Hotel, and then it's pretty much, it's stayed the same since then.
Okay.
Even the population's stayed completely steady for 150 years. It just nothing changes here. Reviews of this town, this is for Ensley Township, which Sand Lake is a part of. 5 stars here. Here's one. Okay. There is a good community basis. Good community basis. It's a really weird way to say that, right?
Yeah. Foundation?
That would be better. Yeah. I think that's
Look at me.
Look at you. Vocabulary man over here. Everyone knows everyone else. I like that it is not busy. Life is slow paced. I am out in the country where I feel like I belong. Just a great place to live.
That's a guy that cannot be a part of a society.
No. And that's for the best, I feel. Yeah. He doesn't want us, and we don't want him.
I'm in the woods where I belong.
That's good. We're all happy.
Society's told me so.
Yeah, we're all happy. When he comes out of the woods with his rifle, we all need to worry. That's the problem. Yeah. So 4 stars. The transportation in this area is pretty safe. The transportation is pretty safe? Like buses, or are there good roads? And there aren't usually accidents that get traffic backed up. So the drivers are good, or the road crews are good. What are you trying to say here, person? If you are walking, it can sometimes be difficult to cross the street because there's a pretty steady flow of traffic. All this person is concerned with is the traffic patterns. This is Rain Man wrote a review of this town. They're like, there's traffic patterns, and sometimes Dad lets me drive.
Turn signals.
I drive slow on the driveway sometimes, and there's traffic.
People operate.
It's very strange.
Very well.
3 stars here. The laundromat. Yes, there is only one of them. Well, how many fucking laundromats do you need in a small town? Is very questionable. But that's the only thing I would be too weary of.
Okay.
So because the laundromat is questionable, you gave the whole place 3 stars.
I'd like to know
I love an axe to grind.
Where this person has been to a laundromat that was not questionable.
I've never been to a laundromat and been like, this place is beautiful. That chandelier it's fabulous. I got to be honest with you. This place is...
This coin-operated laundry place is a piece of shit. That's what everybody says.
Oh, massage? Sure. Don't mind if I do. This place is wonderful. Yeah, I got 30 minutes till the dryer's done. Why not? Work on
no cappuccino, please. It's on spin cycle.
Please. I'll espresso. We'll go espresso. Thank you. You have the best espresso here. I understand. It's a laundromat.
What the fuck is he talking?
Are there machines that wash your laundry for change? Then you win. Success. I don't know what to
Are there people waiting around in case you leave to steal your laundry? Probably.
Maybe.
That's called a laundromat.
This is from people who Both Jimmie and myself have been to plenty of laundromat in our day.
I've lost a lot of laundry.
Oh, yeah. I've spent a lot of time being disappointed in a laundromat.
Or come back to find my laundry in a basket soaking fucking wet. Because that's a laundromat.
And you're like, thank you. Now a stranger touched my underwear after they were washed. Perfect. Now I got to wash them again.
These have to get rewashed.
Yeah. I don't know if they're fucking spitting or jizzing or doing whatever in my laundry. I don't know, people. You don't trust anybody.
It's a moist pile of cotton. Probably feels nice.
Hey, you jizz in this. You did, didn't you?
Did you fuck my basket?
Did you fuck my load? I think you did.
Did you put your load in my load?
I think you loaded up my load, and I don't like it. I don't like it, mister. Step away from the laundry.
That's a laundromat every time.
Yeah, that's called laundromats.
What do you want?
Yeah, and it's like, well, if it was in a nice neighborhood, well, generally they're not in nice neighborhoods because nice neighborhoods, people have laundry facilities in their house. So generally, laundry, it just goes hand in hand. So 2 stars here. It is very difficult to find a job around here without having special connections to someone. Yeah,
nepotism runs the place. Huh?
It's a small town. Population 537. So yeah, what do you want? What do you want, man? You know, go to Grand Rapids. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's right down the road.
It's way more females than males here. It's like 55% female, which is a out of whack statistic. And the median age too is young. Usually it's like that if the median age is old and there's a lot of old people, but here it's not. It's young.
It's young and it's mostly women. I like it.
Median age 34. So that's not bad.
This is great.
Lower than normal too. And then you have, I guess there's a lot of kids here, so maybe that's it, Jimmie. Maybe back up a little bit. Maybe slow your roll.
Slow down.
5 to 9-year-old is a very high population, so let's stay out of there. It's very loud, is what that tells me. Every house has a cacophony of noise coming out of it.
Yeah.
Family here, 51% are married, so it's about normal. Few more people are single with children, but not an outlandish amount. Race in this town, 94% white. Pretty white. 0.0% black.
Okay.
No,
what?
No, not a black person in town.
Fascinating.
I don't know if I don't understand that. 0.0% Asian, 5.4% Hispanic. That's pretty much it. That's the town.
Grand Rapids is right there.
It's strange, isn't it? Yeah,
wild.
It's wild. Religion, 55% of the people are religious. I don't know. Okay. It's a few more Catholics than Presbyterians, but it's pretty mixed up. It's not nothing real heavy. Michigan's not real homogenous when it comes to that sort of thing. It's kind of they don't care. Do you fish? That's what they care about.
Got a Donzi? I like those.
What are you fishing for? That's what you're interested in. I don't care about your God.
Yeah. Can I get out on your boat with you?
You get any walleye this year? That's the question. 0.2% Jewish. So not many Jewish people here. Politics in this town or in Kent County, which is the bigger one next door. I don't know why I have the Kent County statistics. I should have got the Newaygo one. But the town's like in the middle. It's on the border, so it's in both counties. So I don't know. Anyway, Kent County, they're about the same either way. It was 52% of the people voted Democrat, 45.8 voted Republican, and 2.3 independent. The economy here, the unemployment rate, pretty low. It's under 5%. Which is actually a little drop above the national average, but still extremely low. The problem is the median household income here is only $34,444. That's
really,
that's about $20,000 shy of the national average. So not a lot. That's kind of low. And then we have cost of living is $100 overall. That's regular, and here it is $85. So it's not too high. Housing is low. Median home cost is $214,700, which seems high, but compared to the rest of the country, that's actually, very low. And if we've convinced you, you got your tackle box already.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Tackle box and abandoned God, we have the place for you.
Let's do it. We have for you the Sand Lake, Michigan Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for about $932. So it's lower than the national average, so not too bad. But the real estate you can buy, here's one. You're going to love this, Jimmie. This is an RV in a trailer park.
Okay.
You're not buying the lot, you're buying the RV.
Just the RV.
And the right to rent that spot at the trailer park. Okay. It only has wheels in the middle. You ever see them set up like that? Like, we're here permanently, but not completely permanently. We can still pop them back.
Wheel. Yeah.
We can still pop them back and take off at any time. It's inside. It's a nice RV. If you were camping, it'd be nice for a couple of nights, but, I don't know if
every day.
Maybe you could leave with it. I don't know. Maybe you could take it somewhere else. It's 1,200 square feet in there, so it's huge.
Yeah.
It's a big
giant.
one. But it is $49,900 for that.
That's not bad.
For a toa house. I mean, that's not terrible, I guess. Then I found here a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 920 square feet. Half the house doesn't have floors. What I mean by that is you picture like it doesn't have like tile or carpet or anything like that, or it's just like plywood. No. I mean it's beams with dirt under it. And I'm not talking beams that are laying down. I'm talking beams that are a few feet away, a foot and a half away from each other. Like the floor is framed out, but there's no flooring on
it.
There's
nothing
there.
It's
just dirt. So you got that. It's a little scary, and the bathroom is frightening. I wouldn't go anywhere near there for a while.
How do you walk in the house? Just on the beams?
It's only half the house. You can walk on the dirt. It's only like a 2x4's
right
width down. It's right there. I mean,
holy shit!
You'll trip on the beams if you're not careful. So I'd be careful.
No running in this house.
No. I'd look for nails too. I'd be worried about that.
God damn it!
$89,900 for that 2-bedroom, 1
for
bath,
no floor.
920 square foot of. There's about 400 square feet of floor in this place, and the rest of it you're gonna have to figure it out. Then I found 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,620 square feet. So kind of your, family home. Cinder block, kind of brick type of house. Wood porch in front. Big garage that looks like shit. An old barn that's half fallen down. The inside, though, is not bad. It's clean and kept decent. It's old-fashioned. It hasn't been updated in a while, but it's clean and nice. That is $200,000 for that little job.
Wow.
So... yeah, it's not that expensive. There's not really like expensive houses around here either. It doesn't. It's not like here's where the rich people live in
this
town.
This one's where the rich people live.
It's a small town. Things to do, and this is from shit that's nearby because there's literally nothing going on in this town. Fish.
Yeah.
See the lake, don't you? That's all it is.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand. Are you better than fishing? Like
What's the matter?
What's wrong with you? In Fremont, which is 40 minutes away, you can go to the National Baby Food Festival.
Stop it.
I'm not kidding. It is held annually the 3rd full week of July. Family fun and celebration of children are the key components and are one of a kind. I don't like the way that sentence sounds.
I don't either.
That sounds
you like green beans?
disturbing.
Come here.
One of a kind. No shit, one of a kind. National Baby Food Festival. Yeah, no one ever thought of that before. Weird, right? The city of more than 4,000, I guess Fremont that is transformed for 1 week in July into the family fun capital, showcasing Fremont as a great place to live, work, and play.
Wow.
The festival has been made possible through generous support of sponsors such as the National Pedophile Organization, NAMBLA. NAMBLA is a big part of it. This is so weird. Jesus Christ. Nestle is involved in this, and Gerber, because they own Gerber. So, Gerber Life Insurance as well, and many more. All Gerber subsidiaries, I'm sure.
Gerber Life Insurance? You can put life insurance on your baby?
Oh, yeah. You remember those commercials they used to play like in the middle of the day? Oh, yeah. For Gerber Life Insurance for your kids? Absolutely. You never know.
If this thing doesn't last, it wasn't right for this world.
Your kid falls out a window. What are you going to do? Get nothing for it?
No, write a great song.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. That's your other option. Can you play guitar?
Write a great song and get paid.
How well do you play guitar? Were you in Cream? Those are the questions that we need to ask when that happens. Okay. Can you play Layla
for me? Clapton's catching shots across the bow for no reason at
all. Whatever. What are you going to do? Then it says, what would a baby food festival without those baby-oriented activities? even for those without infants, the baby crawl is very entertaining. If you don't have an infant, why are you watching other infants crawl?
Crawl around.
You go around, prove that one of your kids is here, and if they're not, you're out. Out.
If I hear you say wiggle for me, we're gonna fight.
We're gonna look at its little butt go. As it no, there's no. You don't need to watch babies crawl. Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry.
Go home.
You need to go. Finally, the logging festival. Here we go. The logging festival.
This is awesome, actually.
Yeah, it's the River Country Chamber's annual logging fest, sponsored by Elders Forest Products. It's a 70-year-old thing here. They say professional and amateur lumberjacks. The fuck is an amateur lumberjack? Who does a very difficult, hard labor job as a hobby? Who does that?
Does it for fun.
That's amateur plumbers from all around.
Have you seen those guys that like chop three pieces of wood off of? Those guys aren't fucking lumberjacks. Those are just dudes that, I don't know, they race cars or some shit. And in their spare time, they're cutting trees.
You'd think you'd figure out that you had that skill while lumberjacking because you're doing that all the time. Who's like, let me see how quick I am with an axe. What a weird thing to figure out. So they have this is the schedule here. Sidewalk sales, that goes on all day. Arts, crafts, vendors, food trucks. From 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. is the live chainsaw carving.
Yes.
Someone's going to carve something with a chainsaw for 8 hours right in the middle of town.
Well, I got a feeling it's a lot of dudes making bears out of trees. Because I've never seen anything but a bear carved into a tree.
They're rounded. They're nice and easy.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of detail there.
A lot of soft faces. Carved. Yeah.
You got the fire department's annual pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
Then there's a professional lumberjack competition where they're going to have that. Then the next day, we're going to have like the finals, and it's they have the amateur competition at 10, and then the 12 o'clock is the professional one, because you can't mix the professionals with the amateurs, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
And then very quickly, we have West Michigan's longest yard sale is an event here. Yeah, it's a 4-day event. Okay. It's just a giant yard sale. It's a 75-mile corridor of yard sale.
Yikes.
That sounds like, wow.
Say it again. How long?
75 miles.
Of people's shit that they don't want? Of
shit
trash.
from people's houses, yeah. A 75
miles of shit.
A 75-mile trash journey. A gauntlet of garbage, you could call it, if you wanted to get marketing on it.
Wow.
That's nice. So crime rate in this town, what we're interested in here, property crime, it's a little bit high. Yeah, well, I mean, for 75 miles, there's people all over putting shit out in their yard. So, yeah, of course it's going to get stolen.
75 miles.
75 miles. About 10 to 15% high. And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is less than 1/3 of the national average. So it's
pretty safe in terms of bodily injury.
Yeah, it's like a quarter of the national average, basically. So that's very low. Very low here. That said, let's talk about a horrible, horrible murder that happened here.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Okay, let's do this because it's this is wow. I don't even know. Okay, it's crazy. All right. Anyway, there's a neighbor here, a woman named Connie Ream, and she hasn't heard from her neighbors and they're friends of hers in a couple days. Yeah. Which right away, imagine if people came looking. Imagine if your neighbors came looking for you if you hadn't talked to them in a couple days.
Yeah.
Wow, would I have some boundaries to draw?
First of all,
listen,
stop watching me.
Stop watching me. Unless you see flies gathering around the home in a mass amount, if you see that, wait like 3 weeks, then call the cops. Leave me the fuck alone.
If you see flies, it's too late.
It's too late. Don't worry about it. Go on with your business. Proceed as normal. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Help
Give
me?
me a chance to surface. I may just be on vacation and left out a turkey.
You don't know. You don't know. I could have
It's either a turkey or it's too late.
Could be a roast beef sandwich on the counter. You have no idea. Either way, nothing you can do about it. Put it that way. Nothing you can do about it, Connie. You know? So, anyway, 2 days. So she comes over once, comes over twice, and she the first time she comes over, knocks, no answer, whatever, she goes home, whatever, maybe they're doing something busy,
sure,
who knows. Second day she comes over and Nobody again. And now she's like, what the hell? The dog's barking at inside. She's like, the dog is barking. That's something. Okay, we got that. She goes around to the windows trying to see in. She couldn't really see in the living room. She goes around to the bedroom, and she can't really see anything but like the ceiling, and she hears the dog barking. Okay. Barking. She's like, I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Whatever, I'll go home. Then the third day, she just lets herself in the house. The door's unlocked. She walks in. She's like, this is crazy now. I need to figure out what's going on with my friends here. So she said she did say it was locked when she tried earlier, though. Because this isn't the first time she tried to just walk into her neighbor's house without them saying come in. So I get that she's concerned. I understand that. But still, like, I'm putting myself in I guess I'm putting everything in my brain.
How
and I'm
you
like,
would feel.
What a harsh. Imagine, hey, you home? Be like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? I'd be losing my mind. Get out. Get out. What is wrong with you? But she said, so it was locked. Now it's unlocked. So she said that normally the house is very neat, very organized, very clean. Everything has a place. She said this time it is extreme disarray is what she called it. Okay. Just there's shit everywhere. Strewn about. Things everything's messed up, pictures askew, everything, you name it.
Broken disarray. Like a struggle or broken like hoarders?
Like a broken lamp. And there's a broken lamp that's just with the, all busted up, and there's several items just strewn about. There's like papers everywhere. It looks like people have been like there was a hoarder there, and they're trying to clean it up. That's what it looks like.
Ransacked is a good word, yes?
Or kind of ransacked, or some kind of struggle. Who knows? She walks in. So she comes into. She looks around. She hears the dog barking still. Looks around, calls them, her friends, and doesn't hear from them. Nobody answers, so she walks down toward their bedroom. And as she walks down in the bedroom, she found both of her friends here. It is 45-year-old Martin, he goes by Marty, and his wife Glenna, she's 46. Durham is their last name, just like the city but without the H. Got it. So Martin and Glenna Durham, they're lying on the bedroom floor near the bed. And she said, in the room, there's blood all over the place. It is just, it's a bloody mess in there. She said that Glenna's body was covered by a blanket with only her head exposed. But she could see blood all around her and blood all around him. And he has no blanket on him, and he's in his underwear and as bloody as can be. And there's blood on the walls. It's crazy. And she also sees some bullets on the bed, and she sees things like that. So she's like, holy shit. Obviously runs out of the house at that point. Runs out of the house. Okay, so we have that. We have this scene and a freaked out woman named Connie.
It's awful.
It's an awful bloodbath here that's just terrible. Clearly somebody has come in and done this couple in, and it's obviously bad. So let's hear all about it, shall we? Let's find out who these people are. Marty and Glenna, 45 and 46. They've been married about 10, 11 years at this point.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about them in 2015. That's where we catch up with them, okay? This is a recent story. So this all happened 2015 is when she found those bodies. That was May 13th, 2015. So it's fucking terrible. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So at this point, Marty and Glenna in 2015 They were both, they're married, like I said, for like 11 years. They both have children from previous marriages.
Okay.
None of them live with them, though. They're either grown, most of them I think are, 20, 19, that kind of thing, like grown out of the house type of deal, but not like, with families of their own. Marty has 3 grown children and Glenna has 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they're almost a Brady bunch, just without everyone living there.
Yeah.
They only have in the house, there's the dog and an 18-year-old as well, an 18-year-old African Grey Parrot, that is.
Oh.
They have...
Those things live for fucking ever. That thing's a baby.
Forever, yeah. Oh, he's a teenager. He's doing great.
Yeah.
African Grey Parrot named Bud. Yeah. So there's Bud, and they also have a dog. And this bird, he actually got this bird in his divorce from his first wife.
What?
They got the bird together, he and his first wife, and when they got divorced, he
kept the bird.
He kept the bird. I guess he liked the bird. The bird liked him. They got along well, so he keeps the parrot.
Okay. I lost my dog in my divorce, so I understand.
Yeah. He was psyched to get the bird, I think. He really likes the bird, and the bird really likes him, as we'll find out, too.
Be honest with you, I was more heartbroken about the dog.
That's like, I can't remember. That's a joke, like an old joke from like the 70s. Yeah. It's like a...
Somebody lost a dog in a divorce and was upset about that more?
Oh, guy, it's like a Johnny Carson joke or something from the 70s where... Yeah. What do you think? That's an original thought?
No.
You're upset about
not.
a dog? No, of course not. No,
I was just really
been going
proud
on
of
for
myself.
100
And I was
years.
like, you know what? That's right. I was more upset about the dog.
Yeah. No, it's a very true feeling that a lot of people have, is what I'm getting. I was trying to reinforce your feeling, not call you a hack. But then you were like, is that original? I'm like, of course it's not. It's a feeling tons of people have had that.
Do you think anybody's ever said that they're happy with some things that they lost?
Oh, that they liked their dog better than their ex-wife, because that's the joke. So yeah, that's what
it is. Yeah,
that's the joke. Yeah,
there it is.
So, yeah, I'm reinforcing you though. We all feel, a lot of people feel that way. He seems to get along great with his ex-wife, by the way.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what was going on or why they got divorced or whatever, but they seem to be. It seems like they were married very young. They had their kids young, and they got divorced pretty young as well. Like in their 20s, all of this happened. So it seems like maybe they've, matured. A lot of times, that's what my parents did. And they were like, by the time they were in their 30s, it was like, oh, yeah, we grew up together and shit. Yeah, we know each other. They were nice and friendly to each other. They weren't like at each other's throats.
So awesome.
Don't
they
nice.
Still talk about, they talk to each other still,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my
joke
stepmother.
Remember, we used to be married or some shit like that.
My stepmother talks to my mom. My stepfather talks to my dad. Yeah, they all get along.
But like on their anniversary, don't they? Isn't it?
Yeah, they joke back. Yeah, they joke back and forth.
Remember that we got married and had a kid together? That's hilarious.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's funny as shit.
Meanwhile, I come from families that are like, I can't talk to that person. I'll have to get a restraining order.
Or a goddamn restraining order. Yeah, they're the only ones that are very mature, my parents, when it comes to that.
It's beautiful.
Weirdly, yeah. Nobody else is like that, but they're good like that. It makes it comfortable for me. It's good.
Remember we got married and had a kid.
Now they're in their 60s. They've known each other since they're 16. You might as well just get along at this point. What are we doing here?
That's a great point.
That's crazy. So Marty, in particular, talking about him, he grew up in Grand Rapids in that area, and he's lived in Michigan his whole life. His immediate family is around here, a lot of them. So he stayed put his whole life. In 1995, this I believe after the divorce here, he gets into a bad car accident. Real bad car accident. Left him so severely injured, he's in a coma for over a month.
Oh, my.
That's a bad car accident, like really bad. He has brain injury from it and everything like that. Very hard recovery. The whole left side of his body was, they just said it was shattered. Everything, his hip, his leg, his arm, everything was all destroyed.
He's in the driver's seat, obviously.
It seems like he probably maybe got T-boned or hit a pole or something of that nature, you know, hit a pole like that. But head completely messed up, traumatic brain injury. And so after that, apparently, is when he met Glenna here. And she started to she helped him get back to normal, because it was 10 years and he still struggles. He never fully recovers from this.
Wow.
That's the thing. When it first happened and for a while afterwards, he couldn't remember his earlier marriage, couldn't remember anything about it, or even the births of his children. And I don't know if that ever came back to him or not. So that would also be, if both people had their memory like Men in Black wiped clean, like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, you wouldn't have any beef with your exes. Everybody would be great. If when you got divorced, a judge, you had to both be present, and a judge flashed the Men in Black thing at you, and you were like, whoa, and it just wiped out your marriage, and you were like, how you doing? Good. Oh, we should care for the children that we have. You know, in a partnership way, right? Yeah. Okay.
Let's
good.
Go
and then
parent mature adults.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Every year on our anniversary, we'll say something joking to each other.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened. That'd be great. If we have that technology, that's the first place we should use it, because I feel like that would help so many
divorce
people.
Court, yes.
So many families, so many people. It'd be great.
Unless there's a giant check involved every month, because that person's going to be like, why am I paying this bitch so much? Or why am I paying this asshole so much?
And they have to look back at the documents. They're like, oh, I was a monster. That's why. My God. Oh, God.
Or they were a monster, and this money is worth not being near that person.
How many strippers have lawsuits against me? Yeah, that is true. That's not good. I can understand why she'd be upset. I should certainly pay this. You know what?
I deserve it.
She's absolutely. When you're right, you're right.
I deserve it. So does she.
When you're right, you're right. This is bad. I have to get an attorney. Jesus, I'm well behind on this stuff. So his daughter Jessica said that her father wore a leg brace and could walk, but would rely on Glenna to drive him to doctor's appointments and stuff like that. He couldn't really drive. And she said it got worse as he got older, obviously.
Really? Yeah. From 20 break down. Yeah.
From 25 to 45, your body's a slight bit different, you know? I mean,
tell me about it.
Slightly different. That's why you don't see guys in the dunk contest at 45 in the NBA. At 25, they're jumping over cars. There's a reason for that.
40. I can't look up fast.
Yeah. If something happens to the right, it's like, well, I'm going to take my time looking over there so I don't end up.
If danger is to the right of me and I look, no matter if I handle whatever's there, in the morning, I'm going to hurt.
That's the thing. You're going to be in a lot of pain. What happened? I looked to the right yesterday. And we're not even old. This is like 40.
41.
This is not, yeah, that's what I mean. This isn't fucking 73. This is...
People are like, 40 is the new 20. Fucking no, it's not.
Yeah. No. They say that in showbiz so that actors and actresses can keep working.
Keep getting work.
Yeah. But your body is not the new 20 when you're 40 at all. No. 40 feels like the new 60 is what it feels like at this point. So,
holding my neck. What's the matter? Did you sleep wrong? No, I took a step.
Now, imagine your whole body was shattered to the point of being in a coma for a month, and then those injuries, metastasized, basically, for a lack of a better term, into
literal internal injury.
Worse and worse.
Oh, my.
So, so it got worse and worse, but what he loved doing was spending time in the outdoors. He could still hunt because you could just kind of post up in a spot. So he could still hunt. He liked to go fishing with his sons and shit like that. That was a big deal for him. 2 adult sons, they do fishing trips, hunting trips during the fall, and, all that type of thing. They were very much into anytime he could be outdoors, he'd be outdoors doing his thing, which, why not? At least he could enjoy himself out there.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not something his disability at the time would hinder, So, but I got to say, too, he looks like a young guy, too. Like,
really?
His pictures of him, he looks like a young 45. He's not, he's a younger 45. You have to think of him like that. He's, definitely a younger looking guy for 45. Looks more 37 than 50, put it that way. You know what I mean?
That's great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would say about him. So he'd go to Montana every so often to visit his brother there. And I understand they mean this in a very, very nice way, but I hate the way they say it here. He said that this is, I think, his daughter-in-law, I believe, said he was a good guy, very gentle, and he would wake the children up by tickling them in the morning.
Don't like that.
Which I don't like that, but yeah.
But I get it.
But then again, my nephew, little Shay there, I'll tickle the shit out of that kid because he asked you to. He's like, okay, I guess I'll tickle you.
And it depends on where you tickle him, because I can tickle my daughter's nose when she's asleep, and she will lose her fucking mind. If she'll wake up.
That's true, yeah. So, but she says he's a very good, that's obviously a joke. He's a very good, gentle guy, is what she said. Very generous guy. Also, very a security-minded man. That's what's so odd about this whole thing, is he's a very, very security-minded man. He's described as being extremely cautious of strangers, which I'm more sympathetic I could not be, and kept his home's doors locked and deadbolted at all times.
Wow.
So, again, I get it. That's fine. Yeah. So he's very much concerned about security, and I think maybe part of that is if you can't really physically, if you're a guy and you can't, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm only saying if you're a guy because I'm not a woman and I don't know if that would be any different in your brain, but maybe it wouldn't be. For a guy, though, I know, like, if you feel physically unable to defend yourself, you might be extra cautious, because you're always, even at 5 years old, if some kid's picking on you, I would have my grandfather going, you got to punch him in the mouth. That's what you do. It's like, weird thing. You're like, really? Wow, okay, Grandpa.
But if you took like a Subaru to the hip and then and now you think about, like, what if I'm in a vulnerable position? How am I going to defend myself?
Exactly. I think maybe that was what it would be. So whereas I feel like Glenna is less. Everybody says she's not as concerned about it. Maybe that's just because she's more ambulatory. So that would make a lot more sense. So they said that they're very private people. They didn't have a lot of close friends at all. His son said, and I love this quote, if he opened the door for a stranger, it would have been with a gun in his hand.
Hello?
So how's it going?
Yeah. I just want to tell you the good news.
Cookies, huh? Just...
What do you got, Samoa's there?
You're out of Trefoils. What? Jesus. I have tag-alongs. Okay. Uncocks it. Keep talking.
Reholsters it.
Yeah, reholsters it. But again, it's his house. He wants to open the door with a gun in his hand. And just don't point it at people. Maybe they mean well, but you never know. I mean, he's not going to get bum rushed is what he's doing. And especially if his house is a little rural, I could see it. Who knows? If he's feeling vulnerable, I get it. So he's opening the door with a gun in his hand. Not the first guy you'd imagine to find his wife and his wife being shot up and dead on the floor of their bedroom here.
Yeah, you think, yeah.
He had a lot of guns, they said, 20 like long gun, rifle, shotgun type deals, over 20 of those, several handguns, all sorts. His son even said that he kept some of them for his father because he had no room for them in his house. He had so many guns, and his son had a large gun safe in his house, so he kept some of them over there.
Wow.
Yeah,
you got room in your safe, put all this shit in there.
Lots of guns, which makes sense, though, because they're hunters, too. So he's a hunter. I would think if you were a hunter, you would get into different types of guns because
and
I like
and
to
different
fish.
Guns, different guns.
Like, Yeah.
Depending on what you're hunting, you don't want too big of a gun for something that's a smaller animal. You'll just obliterate it.
There's definitely different levels of things that you're hunting. If you're hunting,
but you don't want too small of a gun for something gigantic too, because then you got to hit it a bunch of times.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably correct. Yeah, like I said, I like to fish, so I know I want to try this weight line rather than this weight with this lure and see how that feels. So I don't know. I guess that's what you would do. So Glenna and Marty, everybody says, have a very kind of fun relationship with each other. They love each other very much, everybody says, and her job is to be his caregiver. That's what she does, and she gets like money from the state for that, and he gets money. And we'll talk about the exact amount in a second here. But they fake a couple of rough patches here and there. They argue a lot, but they say it's more bickering, and most of the time it turns comedic. They don't.
It's because they got married in their 30s, like we probably all should do.
Like mature people, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a really good point.
That's what it is. You don't get married at 18 and then be like, this is going to last forever. Probably not, number one. And number two, you're going to fucking hate each other eventually.
Well, just anytime you're marrying out of passion, that's never advisable. That's because even if you're older, look at like Love After Lockup. It's the same thing where they're like, I love this girl so much. And it's like, but that doesn't, your love can't make it work.
Right. And also, you love her because you see pictures of her and you just want to fuck because you've been locked down for 6 years.
You're super horny. That's the other thing. Yeah.
You don't love her, you lust her. And she's the same way because you're a bad boy. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
It's danger.
On that show. But this, it's a different thing. They seem to seriously like each other.
Yeah.
Everybody said they love to talk shit with each other. And that's the quote everybody said. Oh, they're always talking shit back and forth. Talking shit and joking with each other.
People watching together.
Yeah, which is totally normal. Like, I'm talking shit at each other, too. Like,
I love it.
I do that with Sarah all the time. We joke back and forth. That's what
it should be.
That's the way we joke, and we crack each other up with it,
Yeah.
So that's what they do. Marty's mother, Lillian, said they engaged in what she called fun, tight bickering.
Okay.
They're jokingly bickering like they're on a sitcom. Right. you know, like that's what, picture that, you know?
You're right.
There you go. So
it's like calling somebody a turd or a fart or whatever, like putting scorpions in your shower, plastic ones, not real ones.
Not real ones, like Sarah did to me with the scorpion. Yeah.
Shit like that. That's fun. That's fun. That's how you keep it fun and interesting. My friend Chris called his wife a lazy toad to her face, and I was like, nope, that ain't it, but that's not
wow.
Because she couldn't get off the couch. Like,
I hope that's an inside joke you guys have where you say that to each other and then go, because of that time.
In front of your friend.
Because of that one time, remember? And then it's a joke. That just sounds very insulting. And like when you left, he was going to have a lot of talking.
Lots of explaining and sleeping on couches.
Warranted as well, because that's a crazy...
That's not a nice thing to say.
No, it's not. This is Glenna Durham's daughter said that. Marty's mother said that. One of his sons. This is both sides of the family. Everybody sees it the same way. You know what I mean?
They're fun. Yeah.
So they're fun with each other. Among the jokes, and these were jokes that they would make to each other in private or public, it didn't matter. People, family around. Glenham would say that I'm just waiting for you to die so I can collect all your money and your stuff. And then they'd laugh about it. Well, you're going to have to wait a long time, they'd say. She'd say it in front of him, and she'd look serious, and then they'd start laughing. And this is the Jessica, his daughter, said, quote, he would laugh about it like, yeah, you're not getting anything from me. Other than that, it didn't seem to bother him at all. And she'd laugh it off, and they would joke about it. Well, I don't have shit to give you, so good luck with that.
We're only a year difference. We'll probably die around the same time.
That's all. Yeah. She's like, well, she said, if you're going to outlast me, I'm going to have to kill you because this has been too long. And, they're joking around. These sound like the type of people that wouldn't be terrible at a dinner party. They're not overly interested in strangers, and they'll joke around with each other. They're not too serious.
And they've got a relationship based around health care and well-being of each other, so it's fun. That sounds great.
It sounds like a fun time. Only problem is they're having some financial problems.
That's tough.
A little bit of financial issue. They really shouldn't be, but there's some problems that arise that cause this. Okay. They live very frugal. Apparently, Marty goes around, keeps the heat down in the winter, and the lights off and all that sort of thing. What are you leaving the goddamn bathroom light on for? The electric bill. Very concerned about pinching pennies when it comes to stuff like that. They wear like thermals and sweatshirts in the house in the winter rather than turn the heat up real high. Not going to spend any extravagances on it like oil. Can't do that.
Nickel and dime in the energy.
Yeah, well, they wanted to be able to spend all their money on their hobbies. Which was, hunting, fishing, going places.
Yeah. Oh, my God, ammo's outrageous.
And also going to casinos is what they like to do as well.
Oh.
They like to go to the area casinos, which is a bit of a problem. They like to go to casinos, but Glenna really likes to gamble.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if she likes to or has a compulsion to, but
yeah.
She
whether
gambles.
she likes or needs, she's gambling.
She's gambling, put it that way. And the financial struggles are exacerbated when somebody gambles and loses and gambles and loses. That's not good for anybody. Right. So she had a lot of debts going on. She'd compile little debts and credit cards and stuff, and she wouldn't tell Marty about it.
Oh,
that was the thing. She was keeping this from Marty for a long time here. So much so that basically Glenna started getting in 2010, just to give you a sense of how much money they're making here. In 2010, Glenna started getting $3,153 a month to take care of him as like his live-in caregiver.
Yeah. And
he got $1,100 a month in disability.
Okay.
So together they're, $4,200 a month.
Not bad.
Not bad here, and we'll talk about kind of what their bills are, and they should be able to do just fine. We'll put it that way here. So, but the problem is she's not making mortgage payments. She's in charge of paying all the bills, and she's not making mortgage payments. They're making $4,200 a month, but they can't afford their mortgage, which is interesting here. Very, very interesting, to the point where there's a foreclosure looming in 2015, and she hasn't told him one thing about it. Nothing.
Yeah, because she's going to put the next mortgage payment on it, and we're going to get it all back.
We're going to get it all. Yeah, we're going on Black, and we're going to get it back. Black gets it back. Let's do it. That's my new. Let's do it. Roll that wheel.
Oh, boy.
So he likes to hunt, and he has like his shit all mounted. Like he spends money on taxidermy. That's pretty much it. Taxidermy and ammo and stuff. But clerks at several gas stations around the home said that she often bought lottery tickets, including one particular station where they said she purchased $50 to $100 worth of tickets 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow.
3 to 4, like scratchers, 3 to 4 times a week.
That's almost $2,000 a week or a month.
That's a lot of money on gambling on that. And then she also went to casinos once or twice a week as well.
Good Lord.
Most of the time that was with Marty. That was like their outing that they liked to do together, but he didn't know that she was also
doing the scratchy thing,
hemorrhaging money on that as well on the side. He thought just, a couple times a week we go out and have a good time, and she pisses some money away, and that's fine.
Oh, boy.
So during a 2012 trip there to Montana, Marty's brother said they couldn't travel anywhere around the states, the West out there, without Glenna wanting to stop at a casino.
Really?
Because there's those casinos on they're everywhere.
Casinos, they're everywhere. Yeah,
out west, all over the place. You just see a giant, like huge picture of like Paul Rodriguez, and you're like, what the hell is? Why is there a 50-foot high picture of Paul Rodriguez in the desert? And it's like, because he'll be at that casino that I could barely see. It's speck in the desert. So weird.
Some vaguely Spanish name. I can't tell if it's Spanish or Native American. It's got a vowel in it at the end, and I don't know what that means.
I don't. Yeah, there's something. I don't know what it means. I think it's supposed to mean like beautiful falls or some shit.
But I see the lady from My Dream Virginia is going to be there. So I
do see Barbara Eden is appearing. So that's wonderful. That's terrific. I like that, and
I'll be there. The Love Boat? Who? I don't even recognize anybody.
Is that Gavin McLeod? What's going on here? Jesus Christ, man. I am just happy that Gallagher will be there. That's all I'm excited about.
That's Gallagher too, James.
Obviously, but he's just going under Gallagher, so. What am I going to parse Gallagher's here? No.
It doesn't matter. It's an exploded watermelon. I'll be there.
I will be there. So Marty's brother Dan said he saw Glenna would pump $100 bills into slot machines without Marty looking, and then ask him not to tell Marty. Don't tell Marty. I'm
$100 bills? Jesus.
Hundreds in the slot machines. Dan said, quote, "We always had to wait for Glenna to finish gambling. She took longer than everyone else." Yeah, I would say
$100 bills. That's... Obviously, I'm not much of a gambler.
No, that's the other thing.
Gambling $100 seems fucking crazy.
I automatically think I could buy things with this. Yeah. And I put it back in my pocket.
$100? No.
Yeah.
God, no.
I'm lucky I don't have that.
Put a Benjamin in there? Are you out of your fucking mind?
that to me is like, oh, I'll stick that needle in my arm. It's the same thing where I'm like, oh God, no, that seems like it'd be bad.
I'm just going to want to do it again.
Yeah. I want to buy like something for my house or something. I don't want to fucking do that. Yeah. So, but
eventually the light bulbs are going to go bad in my house. Then what?
Then what do I do? God damn it. Yeah, that's tough. Well, in 2010, and this is 5 years earlier, and this is only in casinos, mind you. This isn't lotteries and scratchers and any other goddamn thing. At local casinos in 2010, she lost $75,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
$75,000.
$1,000 in 1 year.
Oh my!
Which is that's more than they make in a year together.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's a lot of money.
I'm trying to do math in my. That's over $5,000 a month, right?
Yeah. She's a couple times a week. You go to the casino. That's
my God.
You lose $1,000 a week at the casino. You could,
and he doesn't know.
No, he didn't know that she sneaks it, and she's in control. She does all the finances. Okay. She does the bills. She does the everything. So he doesn't know. The checks go into the account, and she pays the bills. And as long as he can buy what he needs, and that's all, he doesn't even think about it.
I'm frightened. That's so much money.
You don't think that your significant other is gambling away twice as much as you make in a year at the casino in 1 year. So they started after that. They started to incur debts. And they owed money to the IRS. She wasn't paying their fucking taxes and shit like that, which is, can't do that, man.
What the hell, man?
That's crazy. Even a collections agency tried to repossess one of their cars, and it was a mess. It really got really messy. Now,
but with that kind of loss, you can write that off, right? As a gambling debts can get written off, right? Obviously, I'm not a tax guy.
I don't know if you can. You can write off up to a certain amount. You can't write off.
$75,000 seems like too much.
That's
right?
probably I don't think you can write off twice as much as you make in gambling. That's probably. I hope not. Anyway, that really doesn't seem. That would be like if we wrote off twice as much as we made on the road in road expenses. So I would hope
it's impossible to do. Right?
Someone would step in and go, "You can't do this." Like, first of all, why do you bother? Second of all,
how did you?
Yeah, how'd that happen? But. This is just throwing it away. So the car, she told Marty that she made the car payments and she didn't know why this is a big mistake, and she didn't know what was going on. And he was like, wow, okay. Like, he didn't know. He believed his wife. Why wouldn't you, know? So at the same time, like I said, he's wearing thermal underwear and they're wearing double socks in the winter to keep warm in the house and everything. One of his friends said he wanted to buy a crossbow, but he didn't. He was worried about the price of it and didn't want to really buy it because they were struggling. So that's what I mean. He's being thrifty, and he doesn't understand that there's a lot of hemorrhaging going on behind the scenes. And a lot of people there's a lot of relationships too where money is like that. So
my God, I had a neighbor, a collection agency knocked on my door and was like, "I'm here for the car," and I was like, "What car?" And they're like, they told me the car. I'm like, "Oh, that guy lives down there," and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're here to take it." And I was like, "I don't know, man." So then they went and knocked on his door. He didn't answer. Then the lady came out 2 days later, and I was like, "Oh, somebody was here looking for your car," and she's like, "It's been paid off for 2 years." I was like, "Uh-oh, somebody got a title loan."
Oh yeah,
he didn't tell you.
Your husband. Oh boy, yeesh, this is going to be ugly later.
Now I know about it.
You went inside and pulled the blinds down.
Yeah.
I want to know a goddamn thing
I gotta get away from you. I just found out way more about you guys than you even have any clue about.
Oh my God, that is horrible. See what I mean?
Can you imagine?
Can
you fucking imagine that you what if Sarah did that to you and somebody came and knocked on your door and was like, "I'm here for the car," and you're like, "That's paid off." And they're like,
"Yeah,
well,
that's my car."
Let me tell you something.
No,
about
it's not. Huh? Be upset. Yeah, anybody would be upset.
Oh,
anybody,
boy.
If you think your bills are paid and then someone tells you they're not, that's like all of a sudden the ground you're standing on doesn't exist anymore because someone repossessed it. Not because
what else don't I know?
Yeah. So it's by April 2015, their home is in foreclosure.
Oh my God!
And some papers were left on the door a few days in early May, but she took them and didn't show Marty. So it's to the point where they're posting. That used to be a process server. I know the foreclosure process works like it's happening very soon. That's not like, hey, you better pay your bills. Yeah, that was a year ago. Now we're into the sheriff's going to come.
It's been a while.
That was a while ago. Now it's the sheriff will be here on this date, so to clear you out.
Constable, a guy that's called Constable.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. So his mother, Marty's mother, Lillian, said that Marty was completely unaware of that until in May. You know how all that shit's listed in the local newspaper because there's going to be an auction, so they do that.
Oh, no.
His mother saw it in the local news, but thank God his mother's an older lady who still reads the newspaper.
In 2015?
Yeah, you wouldn't have encountered that if you were just looking at headlines online. You wouldn't have seen that. You have to be going through a paper and reading it cover to cover to see the notification of your son's house foreclosure in there.
Yeah.
And she did. And she, told him about it. Marty, oh my God, your house is in here. It says it's going to be auctioned off. What's going on? And he said, I don't know. I'll ask my wife. She pays the bills. And he asked Glenna, and Glenna said, no, it's got to be a mistake. Maybe it's a misprint of the address, probably.
Yeah.
One of our neighbors, probably, or something. But it's not us. We pay the rent, or we pay the mortgage. So, yeah, that's it. She said that she goes, I'll call the bank and make sure everything's fine with the mortgage. But I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. Meanwhile, like I said, for them to publicly post it, because that's a way of service also, is a public posting. To do the public posting like that is, you're well past the point of I'll call the bank and figure out what's going on. This is, they've tried a lot to get a hold of you by now. There's
been a lot of mistakes over and over and over again if we're already here.
Yeah. Do you know how many phone calls have been ignored? Like how many right to the machine, right to voicemail back then? Machine, I guess, still some people. I feel like they have an answering machine. I don't know why.
It's 2015, James. They got a cell phone.
But I feel like there's still a house phone with an answering machine.
It might be, yeah.
Maybe it's because it's like rural Michigan. I don't know, but where
you got to flip the tape? One of those?
No. It's digital, but it's an answering machine. It's a digital. It's it's one from the 2000s. One of those. Okay. You know what I mean?
The one with the robot voice.
Some kind of VTech bullshit. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
VTech.
You know what I mean. You know exactly what I meant when I said
that. I do. Yeah.
It's the only way to put it.
Or a Cobra.
Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know why, because I feel like in Western Michigan, I see wood paneling and answering machines a few years
wood paneling and
beyond their time.
This show brought to you,
ladies and gentlemen. This episode of Small Town Murder brought to you by VTech, technology from a previous decade for the next decade. That's their motto. Yesterday's technology today, VTech. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you all sorts of good stuff about Chime. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many extra fees you have to pay in life. Everything. You go to the airline, there's an extra ticket on that. There's extra fee on every fees and fees, hotels, fees, all this type of stuff. We're trying to make progress, and the next thing you know, here comes another fee coming at you, and it's more money than you expected, and your whole math is thrown off, and it's awful. Learn more at chime.com/smalltownmurder. Chime is great with that stuff. I mean, you can't beat if your things are a little tight, especially around the holidays or after the holidays. Yeah. You need that money a couple days early, or you go grocery shopping. You got a car payment due. There's so many things that don't cross over exactly how you want them to cross over. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/smalltownmurder. That's chime.com/smalltownmurder. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit cards provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a healthy, delicious item, Hero Bread. And we're both trying to get healthier this new year. Jimmie had a eye-opening doctor's appointment and things like that. So we're trying to get healthier, and I'm telling you right now, this Hero Bread is a good step in this direction. It's delicious, and it is really good for you, and it's really excellent. They have the sliced bread is good, the bagels, the tortillas. I know you've been
they're terrific.
Ranting about the tortillas. They're so good. With Hero Bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love, but guilt-free. I really love the little Hawaiian rolls, too.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. The Hawaiian rolls, they're legit. They're fluffy. They're exactly how you want them to be. You'd never know it's low-carb and high-fiber bread from the texture. You get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love with your savory breakfast sandwich, late-night grilled cheese, Taco Tuesday. Do it. No compromises, just flavor, ultra-low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber. It's fantastic. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use the code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's SmallTownMurder at HERO.co.
And now back to the show.
Fucking mess. So, anyway, she said
the V stands for 5, like 5 years ago.
5 year ago tech. Via Go Tech. 5 ago. So he asked Glenna. Glenna said, "Oh no, I use the auto pay. So there's no way it wasn't paying it. I'm auto paying this shit." So Marty told his mother that, "Oh no, we use auto pay. Everything's got to be fine. I don't know what the hell's going on." So April 28th is when the foreclosure papers were posted on the front door.
Oh boy!
She swiped them away. He didn't know they were there. If he did, if he heard someone posting them, he probably would have opened the door with a fucking 12 gauge. I would imagine at that point. Oh boy! Now the mortgage payments, by the way, were $700 a month.
It's cheap.
$700. They make $4,200 a month. Mortgage
Easy
payments, $700 a month. So
they could do it 5 times.
Even if you're gambling, you got to pay that mortgage first.
Yeah.
We need a home. Mortgage first. Then we can piss away and we'll worry about electric bills and shit like that. But mortgage first. But instead, they said the mortgage payments hadn't been paid for a year. A year. Wow. They said that's how long it takes around there to get a home foreclosed on. The couple owed $48,000 on the home, still on the mortgage, and they $700 a month, and she let it go to foreclosure. At that point, too, in early May, when they were found in the house, they had $182 in their checking account, and their savings account had $118.
That's not enough.
Not enough. And they also had a safe with a couple bucks in there, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here. So the problem is there's other issues going on, too, with Glenna. She's got the foreclosure going on, and then in early May, she gets bronchitis really bad, like a lingering bronchitis that won't go away, and she is fighting with the insurance company because the insurance company has refused to pay for x-rays for her because her back hurts from this bronchitis and she's having a lot of problems. And at that point too, debt collectors started coming around and calling about medical bills. So
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's all kind of coming down. By the beginning of May, she's sick. She's fighting with the insurance company, debt collectors about that. There's foreclosure papers on the door that she's got to hide.
Her world's crumbling inward.
A lot is going on here. Yeah. And so, I mean, money is the problem. Her daughter, Laura, said it gets to her knowing she owes all these bills and everything. Yeah, anybody. Who the fuck could sleep at night?
I can't imagine.
You couldn't sleep. You'd be, oh my God. You'd lay there staring at the ceiling, just horrified with your life, wouldn't you?
I've got $288 in my bank account and my pocket combined.
Oh my God, that is wild. Like that kind of debt is where it's coming from all sides.
Can't breathe.
I've been there before.
Yeah.
If it's coming from one place, it's almost like you can focus your energy on it. Even if it's an insurmountable something, you feel like, well, if I could chip away, maybe I can do something.
Throw handfuls of pennies at this, I'll eventually get there.
Yeah. But when you're sick and there's the foreclosure, and then I haven't told my husband, so it's not even like we can deal with this together and we can support each other emotionally or any of that stuff. And then you got the medical bills,
dishonesty looming. Oh, the guilt is overwhelming.
It's got to be a lot. So she at this point had also stopped taking her medication for depression as well.
Oh no!
So she's got that going on too. So her mind isn't. When you come off any medication, your mind is kind of scrambled for a minute there until you readjust to your life without it and whatever. So she had stopped taking that, and it's not going well for Glenna here. Now, Marty, blissfully unaware of all of this shit. He's just like, well, let's go see if the catfish are biting. Like he's just living his life. He has no way of knowing it. She doesn't tell him. So he's just like, she tells him everything's fine. He goes, well, I guess everything's fine with the bills. We go about our lives. That's it.
I got a new bobber with a smiley face on it. See you down at the creek.
My job is to try not to hurt so fucking bad today.
Right.
And be able to walk a little better maybe. And, you know, see if I can remember the birth of my first child. That's what I'm going to get doing. And it's tough.
I'm going to work on remembering those beanies that children wear.
Absolutely.
The little baby one, the pink and blue striped ones that they put on every goddamn kid.
Yeah, every kid.
I'm going to try to remember that.
That's a standard. Who do they get? I wonder if those are like given to a hospital. Like, I wonder if somebody comes and drops off a bunch of beanies, like the Bibles in hotels. Like there's some Jehovah's Witness or something that comes.
There's somebody that does. They've got to, right?
They have to, or is that just a thing? I guess it's the same one at every hospital.
Every hospital has the same ones: pink stripe, blue stripe, because it's for everybody.
I wonder if it's from around the world too. I'd like to hear listeners in other countries. They put the same little hat on kids in the hospital when they're new.
Because I stole a shitload of those burp cloths from the hospital. They're like, we need you to go now. We need the room, and I'm like, well, then I'm taking all of these with me.
You know what? Fine. And you walk out with your chin held high. Walk and take these, goddammit.
I just paid a shitload of money for them to birth this kid, so I'm going to get that money back in burp rags.
Like Paulie Walnuts when he steals the espresso machine all proudly in The Sopranos when he's angry that these people had shit before we gave them the gift of their cuisine, of our cuisine, and he's talking all his shit, and he takes it and sticks it in his shirt. Like, that'll show him. Fuck this place.
I'm having this. He has it in his apartment.
I love that so much. That whole speech is fucking, I love Pussy goes, oh, enough with the rape of the culture. That's my favorite. Oh, enough with the rape of the culture. That's so funny, that whole exchange. So, poor Marty, though, his ex-wife said there's no way that he knew his house was in foreclosure because, here's a quote from her. 6 or 7 months prior, he had just built a very nice deck on the back of the house.
Yeah, why would you put that on there if you're giving it back to the bank?
Yeah, you wouldn't have, and he did it himself, so you wouldn't have like the cost of construction and the physical toll on your injured body for no reason, just for the bank to have it.
All the discomfort putting these screws in.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. And she said also a few months after that, he had a nice man cave with all his mounts built as an addition to his garage. So he kind of put a little extra room for all of his heads. All the shit he kills there, his hunting trophies.
Wow.
Yeah, he does that there. She said just even in May of 2015, after the foreclosure papers had been posted, he was painting his bathroom ceiling. So
you wouldn't do any of this.
None of that. You'd be like, let this fucking place rot.
Hope they take the keys, open the door, and the whole thing collapses.
Right down. Just poof, poof, all 4 walls. Pow, 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 pow. It's just a flat pile.
Yeah, I want the bank to be into this like Tom Hanks in the Money Pit.
Just going to say, when he opens the door, the whole frame, he tries to pull it open, the door and the whole frame comes with it out, and then all 4 walls collapse, and that's that.
The door frame falls around him.
Yep, that's exactly what I want to happen. That was what it would be. So he was painting the ceiling. So she said nothing would say that he knew the house was in foreclosure, and she must have been keeping it a secret. Yeah. Also, April 31st, 2015, he has a hernia surgery.
Oh God!
As well. So man, he's got that. She's got bronchitis.
Jeez,
shit's coming from all angles. You got to wonder too, if she gambles this much, is in this much debt, who might she be in debt to?
Yeah. And do those casinos send like Sir Mix-a-Lot to fix it?
Who might you borrow money from to go gamble too? You got to think about that.
Some loan sharks or
to
something?
be able to spend that kind of money, who knows? So there's a lot of things swarming around people's heads here, but we'll get to that in a second when they first find the two of them. So he recovers slowly from the hernia surgery as well. He's having a hard time because his body doesn't recover quickly. So May 12th, 2015 is when we enter Connie Ream again, the neighbor here. And like I said, hadn't heard from them, lived across the street. Normally they talked and texted every day, but she hadn't done with it. The second day when she couldn't get a hold of them, she texted, her husband, Connie's husband, Keith, texted Glenna jokingly, "Where are you guys? What have you done with Marty? Ha ha ha." Joking around, because that's how they all joke. Right. So May 13th at 2015 at 7:30 a.m., is when Connie was going to work, and she heard 2 shots fired that day. Or I'm sorry, she heard it on May 12th. That was the day before. That was the second day she went over knocking. But from that area, there's so much hunting going on. She said you don't even consider when you hear shots that it's anything. There's so many. You hear shots from the woods all the time. So she said that she became concerned, though, later because she received a call from her husband who said that Martin wasn't responding to his texts at all. So he texted Glenna, and then she wasn't responding to the texts either. That's why after work, she went over, knocked on the door, the windows, everything's locked. Just the dog home, and she can hear it barking in the master bedroom. Later on, sent them called again, more texts, no response. So the next morning, that's when she went over to the house there. Nobody, dog barking, nobody there.
Yeah.
No sign of anybody. So it's about 3:30 p.m. That's when she went to check again, and that's when the door's unlocked now.
Uh-oh.
So it was locked in the morning. Not locked at 3:30, yet there's been no activity from them for 2 days. Okay,
Right.
This is day 2 of no activity. So she enters the living room, sees it in disarray, like we said, observes, steps over some blankets on the floor, finds Martin in a pool of blood. Then she sees Glenna lying underneath blankets. Her face was pale. Her hair was matted in blood.
Yep.
Bad signs, usually. Yep. She sees Glenna on the floor. She ran away. She ran outside, and the fucking crazy thing is there happened to be a garage fire like 3 houses down.
Yeah.
So the fire department was there. They were just finishing putting out a garage fire. So she ran outside. Oh my God, there's dead people. Looked over, and there's firemen. So she goes, "Firemen, hey, when you're done with that, get over here.
Right.
We got a problem, you know?" I know
which do you fix first?
I think you got to put a fire out. If they're dead already, they'll be dead when we get there. You know, it's one of those things.
Maybe take one of those guys and check on these people to see what's happening.
I don't know how big of a crew. Tell you what, you get 2 guys and a Dalmatian. Go with her, and we'll keep a few guys over here on the fire.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. So she goes and finds the firemen. That is absolutely insane that there was firemen right there. So they walk back in through there, and when they walk in the house again and she gets back in the bedroom, she goes, "See?" Because they just wanted to see if she was crazy. They don't know this fucking lady, so they're like, "Is this a crazy person or what?" She looks at them both, and she goes, "There they are," and she looks down at Glenna and she goes, "I could have sworn her head was in a different position."
What?
But she said, "I guess." She goes, "It has to be my imagination. I freaked out when I saw all the blood, so maybe I didn't think about it. But I could have sworn her head was tilted this way and not that way. Whatever. Who cares? You know what I mean? My crazy imagination.
Yeah.
I'm not a homicide detective. I don't keep track of things like that. So the kitchen, by the way, on the way in, showed signs of an interrupted meal. And it looks like the dog has been alone for a while here, hasn't been cared for. There's a half-eaten bowl of spaghetti and garlic toast on the kitchen table, which the dog hasn't been cared for in 2 days, but yet didn't eat the spaghetti and garlic toast off the table.
Damn good
That's
dog.
A good puppy.
That's a good dog.
That's a good girl right there. That is a real good dog.
Pup. Yeah.
Yep. And the pup is just hanging out by Martin, sitting right next to him, won't go away, barking at people that are coming to the house. So
adopt that pup, Connie.
this fucking dog rules. This dog rules.
Absolutely.
It's only 2015. This dog could still be alive. We could still. If you're listening and you have this dog, you have access, pet that dog, please. Say, "You're a good puppy.
Give it a sausage."
Get both ears and go, "You're a good girl. That's a good boy." So either
good
one.
dog. Yeah.
That's a good dog. So very nice there. Didn't eat the garlic or the garlic toast or the spaghetti. Next to the back door, they did see some dog shit.
Yeah.
But it's right by the back door. Like he's like, I'm here and I can't hold it any longer.
Best dog ever.
He shit in a shoe.
Oh, easily taken care of.
He's even like, "I don't want to get it on the rug, guys. I'm sorry about your shoe.
Self-sustaining pup. Oh.
I don't have like a paper plate I could put it on or anything. I'm a dog, so this is what
I
I'm
would
gonna
put
do."
this directly in the trash. Can't get my ass that high.
If I had thumbs, I'd throw this out right now. You understand? I just can't get it over there.
What a great dog.
This dog is amazing. So The firemen see this. They back out. This isn't their gig. They're there. If there was somebody that needed medical help, they could assist there. But it looks like we're beyond medical help here. It looks like you've walked into a bloodbath. So they step outside, radio for police and all that sort of thing. So police arrive. When police arrive, they need Connie to help with the dog. The dog's barking at them. So what ends up happening is the initial police walk in, because it's almost like everybody has to make sure that the other person isn't lying. She tells the firefighters, hey, there's dead people, and they have to go, let's see if she's full of shit.
All right.
They go in there, oh, she's not full of shit. They call the cops. The cops, they don't immediately send the homicide unit or the coroner. They send a radio car to then go, okay, the firemen aren't full of shit. Right. And then they call it in to the people they need. So there's a real chain of custody here going on. So the original cops walk in and they look around quickly and they see several fired casings, shell casings of spent casings. Also an unfired cartridge on the bed. They see all this on the bed. They see that on the floor. Oh, yeah, that was on the bed. And then on the floor was a key to his gun safe as well. It was sitting on the floor next to them. Key to Martin's gun safe. So they end up they just walked in, saw this. They didn't check any pulses or anything like that. They walked out. Okay, we're going to secure the scene till like a crime scene unit can get here and take care of it. You don't want to walk in and disturb anything, which makes sense. So they cordon off the house and do all of that shit. So an hour goes by.
Oh my God.
Yeah, an hour goes by before the people who are investigating this show up to walk in there and kind of get knee deep in it. So Martin, 5 gunshot wounds. 5. Wow. 5, some of which were fired at close range and passed through his lungs and heart. So,
oh God,
close range. They were fired very close. Also, one in his back. So one got fired in his back. So somebody shot him in the back. Shot a disabled man in the back. Right. That's pretty cheap.
Took a car to his whole left side.
That's cheap, and also. And his forearm as well. So that's like a defensive wound, probably holding his arm up, and that's what he got. They do find in his hand, he's got a handful of hair. He's got a bunch of hair in his hand that he's gripping still, like in rigor, fucking gripping with a death grip on the hand, literally a death grip on the hair, apparently. So they look over. They do that first because he's the closest in the pool of blood. Then they move on to Glenna. Who's also shot. They can see a wound behind her right ear.
Okay.
So they see that. Her shoulders and hair and clothes are covered in blood and everything like that. And so the Sergeant Gary Wilson wrote, though, that he said she said, quote, she looked deceased, but I believed I could see it breathing. So she's like, oh my God, is there signs of life here? Yeah. So he picks up her wrist to check her pulse. Her eyes open and she sits up like the Undertaker.
With a shot in her head. Holy fuck.
Eyes pop open, pops up like the Undertaker to an upright position and says, what are you doing? Leave me alone. I don't feel good.
No, you don't.
And they're like,
well, oh my God.
You're definitely, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. She becomes combative right away. She's clearly confused of what's going on. They're thinking, what are you doing? Leave me alone. I don't feel good. You're sitting in a pool of blood next to your dead husband. With
a bullet in your fucking head.
With a bullet in your skull. You probably don't feel good. So we're going to have to. My. So he tries to reassure her, saying, hey, no, we're here to help you. We're here to help you. Calm down. But she keeps struggling and fighting. They have to physically subdue her like a fucking, like a drunken suspect somewhere in the middle of a bar fight. And then they have to hold her down and strap her to a stretcher as well so she can go to the hospital because she keeps fighting. They said the whole time she's fighting to undo the strap. She's trying to grab at them. She's yelling at them. She's saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you what's going on? And they're trying to reassure her, but she's not being reassured. It's almost like her tape keeps...
Psychotic.
As her tape keeps rewinding. So then gets to the hospital. She's yelling out her Marty. She's yelling out Marty and Martin and all this type of shit. She's giving brief responses in the hospital bed. She's saying she doesn't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Where's Marty? Marty, why are you doing this? What the hell? Why are you doing this to me? Shit like that, she's saying. God. And then she told the only definitive answer they got out of her was whether anyone else had keys to their home, and she said no. So that was it, because they knew the door was unlocked before and locked then unlocked.
Right.
That's all they know. Now, her neurosurgeon here, because she's shot in the head, said that there are 2 bullet wounds on the right side of her skull near her ear, which is it's an in and out.
Oh,
is the thing.
In and up.
And up, yeah.
Wow.
It said that it was non-lethal, looked to be several hours old, totally non-lethal, and could possibly result in not even a loss of consciousness.
Wow.
It was a .22, and it basically went behind, skidded up, and shot out without entering her skull.
Anything, just skin wound.
Yeah, pretty much a sort of a skin wound, but there's a little more to it than that, because in your skull, nothing is that simple. But
yeah.
They said that it could possibly result in no loss of consciousness even, and it could definitely allow the person to be ambulatory and move around and do whatever. It's
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So in the ambulance on the way to the hospital, she was saying, "Why are you doing this, Marty?" As they were restraining her, she was calling the paramedic Marty and saying, "Why are you doing this?" She also complained that someone was stepping on her hair as they were carrying her out of the house, probably because she felt the wound.
Right.
And also, when there's matted blood like that, it feels tight to your skull, and it probably felt like someone was pulling. So the police searched the home, and pretty quickly, and we'll find out some stuff here of where they end up finding the gun. They find the murder weapon, but how is ridiculous how they find it. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, they find the .22 caliber Ruger revolver. That's the weapon here. They find a pillow with holes in it. They find her cell phone, which is a Kyocera cell phone.
Oh, wow.
In 2015.
Yeah,
and then
definitely has a VTAC.
And he has an LG phone as well.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, neither of them are there's no Androids or iPhones, or there's no Samsung going on.
This is far behind.
This is a little few years.
They just put it in their Qualcomms.
Yeah, absolutely. You can put songs on them now. It's not bad. Her blood was found on items in both the living room and the kitchen as well.
Okay.
So all of his is kind of confined.
Focus to
and hers is there. So hers is all over the house.
Right.
So before the police can search the house, though, they take everybody away. I don't know if it's because it's a rural area, they have less people available, but they don't leave anyone to guard the house. They just leave the house behind, and they go, and then they're going to come back in a couple days and search through it and see what they can find. In the meantime, Martin's kids break into the home.
Oh?
I mean, break in, it's their dad's house. It's kind of, but that's a technical term. But they didn't have a key, and they went into a locked house, so I guess you could call it breaking in. I don't think there was any malice to it. They're curious of what's going on, and I don't know if I'd want to break in to see where my dad just got shot and killed.
Is it no longer a crime scene?
No, the police haven't even searched it yet.
Oh, don't go in.
Yeah, they haven't even done a thorough search. They haven't cataloged. They've done nothing.
Go in there.
They went in. They used a credit card apparently to pop one of the locks. So
1980 technology. Well done.
I'm telling you, Western Michigan. They're a little behind the times, but they're getting it done.
Yeah,
it's just like the motto. One foot in the past and one in the future. Let's go.
This is amazing.
It's fucking crazy. So they rummaged through each room. On the living room floor, they found a manila envelope on the floor in the living room marked personal. Okay. And it was also written on it, Jean Waringa, which is Glenna's mother.
Okay.
So they're like, they want to read that. So they opened the sealed envelope to find 3 envelopes addressed to Glenna's 2 children and her ex-husband, Bob Norman. Inside the bigger manila envelope. They were single-page letters. She asked Norman to take care of the children, make sure you take care of the children, and then ask the kids for forgiveness. Okay? It says, quote, "I'm sorry, but I love you, and so," with 2 O's, "sorry, I've been a disappointment to you." This is to her mother, by the way. "Been a disappointment to you these last 12 years or so. Please forgive me. You are one of the best things I ever did. Love, Mom." Oh, that's to her kids. I'm sorry. That's to her kids. So, "Sorry, I've been a fuck up the last 12 years or so. Please forgive me. My bad, Mom."
Right.
So, Marty's children immediately call the police, say what they found, even though they shouldn't be there. They were like, well, we have to tell them about this, obviously. So they do. One thing they don't tell them is they also found cash in the safe.
Okay.
They pocketed the cash, though.
The kids did?
$225 in an envelope marked Mount. I don't know what that was for. And then $1,200.
That's for some
to mount one of his of his taxidermy. There you go. And then $1,200 in an envelope marked Wave Runner. Damn.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Marty's a Wave Runner fund.
I can't run, but I can fly on the water, buddy. Let me tell you something. Maybe I can't run, but woo-wee, you get me on the water, you're not going to catch me, buddy. I like Marty, man. I tell you what.
He sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I really do.
Those Subarus can't hit me on the pond.
Hell no. No telephone poles out there. I like this guy, man. He seems like he'd be a decent guy to talk to. Just seems like a cool guy. So from what everybody says, too, he's like just a kind of an interesting guy. Like, he'll open the door to strangers with a gun, but if you know him real well, he's the greatest guy in the world, which I'm like, fine. I'm great with that.
If you know him and he answers the door with a gun, there's a joke coming after.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were a pizza or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, man. Whew. Damn it. You look just like that one Jehovah's Witness. I'll tell you something. He keeps coming back. So the detective here later learned about the missing money. This missing money from Glenna's side of the family, and confronted Marty's kids, who admitted to taking the money. They're not dishonest. Like, we took the money. It was my dad's money, so we took it. They said, why didn't you take the police? Why didn't you tell us earlier? The police asked them. You know what their answer was? This is the greatest kid answer ever. They're not even like small children. They're adults, but this is a great kid answer. Why didn't you tell us earlier? Quote, you never asked.
I didn't know I had to.
Didn't realize that you had to ask you, but that's just funny. So Marty's ex-wife, Christina, who is the mother of their 3 kids, obviously, she said the children fucked up. That's all. They fucked up. She told a news station, quote, they're young, they're stupid, they made some stupid choices.
Yeah.
That is perfect. That's the perfect thing for a mother to say. They're stupid, and they made stupid choices. That sounds like something very, like I would say.
Why'd they do a dumb thing? Because they're dumb.
Because they're pretty dumb. They're young and dumb. Remember when you were young? Bet you were an idiot, too. We're all idiots.
Tell me all the perfect things you've done.
Especially then. So then they also got the manila envelope from them that had the letters from Glenna to her kids and all of that sort of thing. A forensic document examiner deemed the letters to be in Glenna's handwriting, so the kids didn't forge them or anything. There's no conspiracy theory there. One of the letters, she apologized, like we said. It was very vague, though. Apologized for messing up and being a disappointment, shit like that. Nothing definitive though here. They also said. The kid, Jessica, who was his one daughter, said she and her brothers found ripped up foreclosure papers among Glenna's belongings as well. Oh. So whenever they would send the papers, she'd tear them up and keep them.
Confetti. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what good that would be. So, I mean, the notes they're thinking could be about all the financial stuff and, all this type of shit.
Could be a lot of things, yeah.
But it's enough to make the cops curious of what the fuck is up with her. They also found out that she sent her mother, or her mother got a text from her phone anyway, a text message saying, love you, sorry. This would have been right before the shootings happened. Okay. Right before those 2 pops were heard that morning. But her mother said she was apologizing for falling through on earlier plans because they were supposed to go somewhere, and also for losing money at the casino because I think she needed to borrow some or something. Yeah. So that's how that worked. So right away, they set up a GoFundMe. The Marty's kids do. They started a GoFundMe, and they got a couple $1,000s in the first week. Nice. So they did pretty well. Hopefully they got funeral costs. That's what they were going for. So good. Yeah, that's tough. So months go by with no action. Nothing happens. They don't know what happened, who shot these people, what the fuck's going on here. So all of this shit here is going on. They're saying that, it couldn't have been her. She had a shot in the back of her head. Right. They're like, what's going on here? The gun's here, though, and it's still in the house. It's very strange. They said they've been vocal in their calls for justice, but they won't talk really openly about – they won't basically like the family has information the police give them, but then they're not sharing it publicly, which is good because the cops are telling them not to keep it all close to your vest here. So they said that he's definitely the victim of a homicide. That's all they'll publicly state. Okay. So they don't know whether it was a home invasion or what the fuck. They said, though, one of the officers, the lead investigator, said that events are unfolding quickly and all will become pretty clear pretty quickly, he said. He says he gets a lot of tips all the time, and he thinks that there's something there. His daughter, though, says, my biggest fear is that nobody will be charged because it's taking so long. In my heart, I feel like hopefully they're putting a good case together.
Okay.
Now, Glenna, what's up with her? Her mother told police that Glenna's last memory was 3 days before she was found. Mm-hmm. She said that her memory's gone from 3 days around the shooting. She said that she remembers nothing of the shooting and started to regain her memory a little bit once she was in the hospital. All that shit. They said, well, what happened? And she said, quote, I know for a fact I didn't kill my husband. She said, that I know. I remember that part. Wasn't me. Yeah. She said, quote, I wouldn't shoot my husband. I'd be better off divorcing him and leaving him, which is fair. Yeah, that's fair. Now, how did they find that gun? Because they weren't searching very well. Well, they looked under the love seat for it. And you'd think they'd look under the furniture, but they didn't. They had to be told by Marty's cousin, a woman named Fran Phelan, who is a psychic. So enter a psychic cousin. Enter psychic kin into the fucking fray here, okay? So, I can't even, man. Police came over to meet with her on the back patio of her house, and she said she practices psychic readings. Yeah. She sounds like one of those ladies with the sign out in her lawn.
Right. The hand and the pentagram.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, you stop there if you're feeling weird. So she said that she started reading from a notebook she removed from a folder to the police officers. She told Trooper Barry Wolf it was important to look under the couch or love seat of the home. Okay. Just you have to look under there. And then she also said that Marty and Glenna were right-handed and their hands would be important to the investigation. They might check their hands very well. And they found a handful of hair in his right hand. Yeah. Found a handful of hair in his right hand and the gun right where she said it was.
Arrest her.
Shows Ruger single shot. Yeah. And so it wasn't until the autopsy that they discovered the clump of hair because it was being held so tight.
Arrest her.
They said, and the one cop said, it's amazing on how many homicide cases that psychics reach out to the police on. Every one, and anyone that's gone without an arrest for a period of time. There's always psychics that call with information. Yeah. Now, the next question they asked her was, where were you at the time of the shootings?
Yeah. Besides in the house doing some bad things, where were you?
Yeah. Either psychic ability's real or you're up to something. So
arrest her.
Let's talk about it. She said that she had an alibi. She's with her daughter. And she was. They found out it wasn't her. She definitely didn't do it. Yeah. It's not her.
I don't believe her.
Here's what I think. I think maybe that the kids saw the gun under there and told her. But why wouldn't they tell the police? No, that makes no sense. Maybe she went over and was nosy. Saw the gun. And
who knows?
How would they know about the clump of hair? Maybe she's psychic. What the fuck do I know?
I don't believe it.
That's what I mean. It sounds so weird. This is so weird. But they clear her
as
a suspect.
They absolve her of any wrongdoing.
Any wrongdoing. She has an airtight alibi with her daughter in another place, I suppose. So she also believes, though, in her psychicness and her gut, and both her gut and her tingle. Both her gut and her aura agree here. We'll put it that way.
I like her tingle better.
Her tingle. Her gut and her tingle both think that Glenna has nothing to do with it either. They're like, don't blame. She said, don't blame Glenna. So at that, also, so she said, these are the things I know. Hair, something with the right hand, guns under the love seat. I didn't do it. Glenna didn't do it. That's the things I know. Okay.
Nope.
So she said, though, that she testified there was probate hearings where Glenna and Marty's children had to fight over their possessions.
Oh, God.
And I guess this cousin, Phelan, she testified on Glenna's behalf that some of the things that belonged to Glenna and not her brother. So the Marty's relatives started to get mad at her. According to her, anyway. I'm not there. I don't know. She says that she claims that she was threatened over Facebook even.
Really?
She said that Dan Durham wrote to her husband, Scott. Like I said, I wasn't there. This is just what it said. After the probate hearing in July 2015, quote, "You should keep a loaded gun at your side because who knows what can happen. Look what happened to Marty."
Oh, my.
I mean, that could be taken as friendly advice or a threat. I mean, so she said also, after a probate hearing in October 2015, an arrow was left at her home leaning against her garage, and in its veins there was a message attached to it that said, "You're next."
Oh, my.
So, yeah, she says she's very worried about that. Now, she should know exactly who put it there if she's a psychic, but she doesn't, so I don't know.
She just knows where weaponry is. She doesn't know who put it there.
No, that's the thing. I don't see who put it there. I just see it there. I see it after the fact.
Yeah. I don't know who did it. That's the police job. I just know where things are.
I see. Oh, God. It's Chicago, and it's destroyed. It's flattened. What happened? I don't know. Well, that's not helpful. We can't prevent anything if that happens, if you don't know why it happened.
Yeah. She never loses her car keys. She just doesn't know why they're there.
She doesn't know who put them there.
Right.
Doesn't remember. So the family, though, Marty's family knows who they blame, and it's Glenna. That's period. They blame Glenna. His daughter said that she formed an opinion of what occurred soon after the body was discovered, and they found the manila envelope with the notes that seemed to be suicide letters to her. So she's like, I don't know. One of the lead detectives said, "I'm sure the family has already made up their mind about what happened. I work on evidence and things I can prove, not gut feelings and hunches. Their gut feelings and hunches may end up being right, but I'm going to get all the information." Okay. So, yeah, I can't just, because you think so, I can't just arrest people, which makes sense. It's tough because the family obviously wants the thing to progress, but you also have to go, hey, not going to arrest someone until I have a case against them.
Right.
If you arrest them, then you can't get an indictment even. What are you supposed to do with that, you know?
Yeah. The word hunch doesn't sound good when you're a witness on a stand.
No, exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'd like to thank you for gathering today. We're gathered on a hunch.
Testifying in this case is Detective Smothers, who would like to tell us all about his hunch.
There he is. Well, I had a gut feeling over a cup of coffee this morning. But Martin Durham, who is Marty's father, he says that he's not ready to say his daughter-in-law's a killer yet. He said, I'm not ready to go there yet. We don't have any of the information. He said, quote, "I got hope that maybe there's something out there that we don't know that can change the whole situation." So that's the thing here. He also said that, this is his ex-wife, said he was pretty weakened, out of shape, and in pain, and unable to protect himself. This was after the surgery he just had. She obviously got him at his weakest moment. Yeah. Now, enter. Remember Bud the Parrot?
I do.
Okay,
you won him.
Well,
he won him in a divorce.
Bud the Parrot was the other person who was there the whole time, or the other being who was in the house.
Other witness,
we had the Durhams and the dog and Bud the Parrot. Now,
and the dog is just a good dog, but the parrot,
he's a good boy. With the parrot, let's see. There's a news fucking thing where they interview Christina Keller, who now has the parrot, who is his ex-wife. Marty's ex-wife got the parrot back now.
She got it back, yeah.
She got it, but she has another one she had gotten, so she's like, now I have two.
Now we got a friend, yeah.
Yeah, Bud will be 20 that year, by the way, in 2016. Bud was his 20th year, and she said that since she got the parrot here, which was about 2 weeks after the murder, Bud has been repeating the same words over and over again.
What's he saying?
Now, by the way, parrots tend to mimic voices as well. They don't just they mimic how you say it. So they can become very good if they're around you a long time. They can become very good at imitating your voice,
right?
Like creepy good.
Yeah.
And she says, or Bud says over and over again in Marty's voice, "Don't fucking shoot! Don't fucking shoot! Don't fucking shoot!" Jimmie, this is real.
It's awesome.
Don't fucking shoot in Marty's voice.
Can you imagine you got friends over having dinner and the birds just saying, don't fucking shoot.
Don't fucking shoot. And she says, quote, sadly, I think that was, they said, do you think that was Marty's last words? And she says, sadly, I do. And that's what makes this so hard to listen to over and over again.
Every day, all day. He won't stop saying it.
And it's Marty's voice, too.
Oh, my God.
It sounds like. So it sounds like Marty saying, don't shoot, don't fucking shoot, don't fucking shoot, don't fucking shoot, over and over again all day.
Did he say fucking?
Fucking, don't fucking shoot, don't fucking shoot, over and over again. That's great.
I love a parrot that swears.
They call him a foul-mouthed bird in all of these. The foul-mouthed parrot. It's even more than that, though. It doesn't just say that. She said at least a few times a week, it replays the whole thing. She said, quote, it sounds like, because he imitates two different voices, a male and a female voice, very distinctive. And she says, quote, I'm hearing two people in an intense argument, two people I know, voices that I recognize. And then it says, don't fucking shoot, don't fucking shoot.
Can birds get PTSD? Because I think it does.
No, what they do, this is the thing, actually. Birds, parrots like this, and this is a problem, like some people, like after their owners will die, because parrots live longer than people a lot of times, and someone else will get it.
Yeah.
But their owner becomes imprinted on them.
Yeah.
It's like in Twilight, there's imprinting. Yeah. And fucking, there's the owner, you didn't see Twilight, or you would have laughed at how shitty that fucking thing was. It's really, really bad
I like
stuff.
that laugh better.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I like the uneducated, ignorant of the punchline inside joke, and you saying, if you'd have seen it, I swear to God, it's funny.
It's not worth watching the movie for. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, that joke was good.
Don't waste hours of your life to get that joke, but I promise it was worth it.
Trust me. And we trust each other enough. If you tell me what you said was funny, I'll go, you know what, I trust him. It was probably funny, and I'll laugh at it.
It's funny.
I'll go with him. I bet it was funny.
So the birds got the imprint.
That's what they do. They imprint of their owners that they're used to's voices. So there'll be a bird that, somebody dies, the bird lives another 50 years, and it's stuck saying the same thing from the previous owner, because that owner, once that owner's gone, it stops. Its tape stops, and that's its last thing that it heard from the owner is that's what it has.
Wow!
Because it's waiting to mimic the owner again, and the owner's gone, so it just keeps playing. It's like a record that's skipping over and over and over.
So this one's got "Don't fucking shoot."
It has an intense argument between a man and a woman with its voice changing back and forth, and then Marty's voice saying "Don't fucking shoot."
Oh my God!
That's what this bird has. So
is that scientific enough to swear that bird in?
Well, we'll talk. You don't think we're going to get into that? The logistics of can a bird
How do you get that thing to testify?
Can you get a bird under oath? We'll talk about it. The ex-wife said it's intense. When it happens, my house turns cold.
I'll bet.
She said it gets very creepy. She also said of Bud, quote, he was there to see it all happen and heard it. It imprinted in his brain. He can't let it go, and that's awful. You basically break a parrot at that point once your owner's dead. So she said that and then they even brought in a film crew from like News Channel 8 or something, and it didn't do it while it was there, while the film crew was there. She said it happens a couple times a week, 2, 3, 4 times a week. So
you'll have to sit around.
Get it on cue. But at one point it said something that people thought might have been don't shoot. Don't fucking shoot. They thought it might have been don't fucking shoot, but they weren't near it. But they said she keeps saying he's definitely using Marty's voice. That's totally Marty's voice, and everybody agrees.
I wonder if you get that on camera, do you have to bleep that because it's a bird, not people?
That's what I mean. I think if a bird
says fuck on TV, you let that go, right?
While reciting a murder scene, yeah, I think that's the news. I think that's newsworthy. Fuck happens to be in it. It's not It's not extra. It's not some extravagance to curse in this. That's what happened. This is fucking crazy. They do, by the way, end up getting it on film, and it is on the internet. You can find it. I think it's on. There's a Justice for Marty Facebook page about this case, and I hope it's still up because I saw the video somewhere else, I think, first. I believe the video's on there if you check. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at fucking Marty Dunham parrot fucking murder and look for the video, you'll find it. I mean, It's a parrot saying, don't fucking shoot, don't fucking shoot. It's obvious.
I want to hear it so bad.
So that's the other thing. Lillian, Marty's mom, who I like her too, just for the way she talks. She said, quote, "That bird picks up everything and anything, and it's got the filthiest mouth around." It only picks up curses. It's like a foreigner. It's the first thing it picks up. It's curses. I love it.
That's incredible. Like an Eastern Bloc foreigner just saying so horrible things.
Garner, yeah, it's like Eddie Murphy Raw. Fuck you, Eddie. Yeah. I know you're the fuck you man, right?
The berserker.
Yeah,
from Clerks.
How would you like some making fuck, berserker? How would you like some making fuck, berserker? Did he say making fuck? That's the funniest. Yeah. We've talked about this before on the show, but the way that the girl in that scene,
the girl, yeah,
the way she reacts, did he say making fuck is so fucking natural and perfect. It's hilarious. So
Olaf,
she also
berserker.
Olaf, berserker, American girl love, girls love. He starts singing.
Fuck yeah, he's crazy.
He's fucking crazy, man. So he says, she also goes on to say, "I personally think that he remembers it, and that's why he's saying it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
And so does the ex-wife. She agrees. She said the bird has a habit of replaying voices of a man and woman locked in a fierce argument, and that's what she said. Don't fucking shoot. The whole deal. She said, there's another thing here. So the police want to see it, actually. The prosecutor wants to see this shit, and they do when they get it on film, which is also fucking insane. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right, let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us, be fashionable, get in there with Quince, indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
They also, one of the cousins here, Richard McCambridge, asked the police whether he could have the bullet that killed Marty.
What?
Which is a very strange request.
Why would you?
That's really weird. Didn't know he was shot 5 times, and the police said that's evidence. Like,
that's one thing, yeah.
And
also,
weird.
There's fucking lots of them.
Also, you're really creepy, dude. Like,
why do you want that?
What are you going to do? Make a necklace out of it? That's creepy.
Right.
So, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's how he'll get over it. I have no idea.
That's his grieving.
That's his grieving process, I guess. So They said that the family gave the TV reporter a videotape that showed Bud imitating two people in an argument, clinging to the outside of his cage, and his voice changes back and forth. It's a 2-minute video. Shut up, get your ass over here, shit like that. Oh, yeah, it's a whole argument. Shut up, get your ass over here. Like, it repeats certain phrases. And then at the end, don't fucking shoot. And that's where his tape ends, man.
God damn it.
Which it's almost like finding like a bullet hole, finding a murder scene where a guy got shot or a woman got shot, and there's a bullet hole through the watch, and you know exactly what time it stopped, and you can go, well, that's exactly what time the shooting happened.
There it is.
That's almost like the you know exactly when it ended right there. So the video was shot like a month after the death. She said that she didn't tell anyone outside the family about it for a little while because it freaked her out, and then that's when she went to the media later on. And she also said that she hoped the public would there would be interest in making an arrest, and especially arresting Glenna. She said, because it's Glenna's fault. I know by the bird. She said, quote, she's just evil and mean and dirty inside and out. It's kind of crazy and a lot sad.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy and a lot sad is a great name for this episode, isn't it?
Sure is.
Also, evil, mean, and dirty inside and out is also a good one. Either one of those I think is going to work.
Too bad we can't say get your ass over here. Don't fucking shoot.
Yeah. So here's a parrot. The owner of Casa La Parrot in Grand Rapids. There's a parrot house here.
Specialist, yeah.
Doreen Plotkowski, that's her name. She tells ABC that African gray parrots typically vocalize phrases they've heard many times, but the birds are also capable of using words they've only heard once or on a few occasions. They said they showed her the images of the bird using the language. She told the station that she, quote, definitely heard the bird mimicking an argument between a man and a woman. She's around parrot. She speaks parrot. She can get it. She told the station that she also heard the parrot say, don't fucking shoot. Is that anything? Did it say don't fucking shoot? And they're like, shit, it did. Fuck this. If the parrot lady knows it.
Yeah.
You know?
But that doesn't mean that that's what happened right there. You know what I mean? She could have pulled a gun on him several times, and the bird heard that.
Yeah, absolutely. But then there would have been other things taped over it.
Right.
You know
good point.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Unless that happened all the time. Unless that was part of their joking. Don't fucking shoot. Ha, ha, ha. And then afterwards they laughed. But the bird lady said, in my mind, that's definitely something he's heard. Definitely heard before. And if it's fresh in his mind, he might say it more now.
Unbelievable.
So, it's fucking crazy. So does the parrot seal Glenna's fate?
No.
They said that they've heard the prosecutor, Robert Springstead, said, I've heard about the parrot. I know about the parrot. I get it. I know. He said, I'm waiting for the police, though, to finish their investigation and give me their report rather than just depending on the parrot info that I have.
I'd rather not rely on Paulie, but...
I might have to go back to Bud here. He said once they just, finish their investigation, we'll decide whether there's, charges to file and on whom they will be filed against. They said, quote, there needs to be some evidence to support the idea of someone killing someone here. Said, although the law allows charging on probable cause, I don't like to do that, especially when you have a very serious case. Whether the investigation is done or when the investigation is done, I like to be satisfied there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
You can't believe it less than you're asking the jury to believe it. You shouldn't anyway, or else you're full of shit and you shouldn't have your job.
And I can't stand on the animal kingdom as witness as my best fucking evidence.
That's tough.
I need something a little better. Yeah.
You're also thinking about when this goes to like the state Supreme Court for appeals, they're going to go, what did they do in that fucking dinky little shitbag? They fucking listened to a parrot? That's how they convicted people? No.
What is this, Turner and Hooch? We can't do that.
What are we doing? What the hell kind of backwoods horse shit are we dealing with here? Does she have a VTech? Is there a VTech in that house? If there is, I'm not dealing with them. So they interview Glenna now. They're interviewing her more. She and her mother talked with the detectives in an interview room because her mother helps her remember things. And about the suicide letters, she said she didn't remember writing them. Here, she said they sounded like stuff she had written in the past, telling her children on their birthdays that they were the best thing she ever did. But if she had written anything to her ex-husband, it would have been, kiss my ass.
Oh, okay.
Not something nice. I wouldn't kill myself and say something nice to my ex-husband. I'd be like, yo, fuck you. I'm out, bitch.
Kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass, to be exact. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Don't fucking shoot. So the two detectives also asked her about her use of her cell phone on the day before she was found. From 3:32 to 4:48 a.m., and we'll talk about exactly what was here. The phone was used 5 times to look up information about a gun, a particular gun here. At the end of the search, right after she was done searching, the phone was used to text her mother saying, "Love you, sorry." She told the detective she never looked up any of that info, and that if she was on her phone, it was only to play games online. I'm sure some way to gamble and lose money there she would figure out.
Candy Crush or some casino game.
Something. She said she would never have killed Marty. She said, quote, "I did not kill him. I wouldn't kill him because he was all I had." She said she missed Marty and they were inseparable and they spent all their days together and she loved him. She wished she had died. She said she wished she had died so they could be together. Okay. That's what she tells the cops. They said, well, is that the reason you turned the gun on yourself then? Maybe that's why. Maybe you felt guilty after you did that. And she said she didn't feel that way at all, and she doesn't know what we're talking about here. Now, the ballistics, the guy going over the ballistics, testing the firearm and doing all that shit, he said that he was asked to verify whether they came from the gun and all that sort of thing, the expelled shells and everything. He said there wasn't enough evidence to say it was a match, and there's also not enough evidence to eliminate it. So inconclusive the way they come up. All the bullets, which is crazy. They did describe how the pillow was found with holes in it near the scene, and they said that was shot through twice from close range. Now, Marty's mother, again, Lillian, she said that she never imagined outliving her own child. She said, "I cry every night and I wake up thinking, what's the court going to do? What's the prosecutor going to do? When is this going to be over with?"
I can imagine.
That's because a year goes by with
my.
nothing. That's heartbreaking. These poor people, Jesus Christ. And then finally, June of 2016, the prosecutor decides to file charges against Glenna for murder. They're saying Glenna did it here. He said he said he's very happy that Bud the Parrot has drawn attention from all around the world to the case, just what he needs in a small town.
Yeah.
He said that
thanks a lot, you fucking bird.
He denied that the bird evidence hastened the arrest, though. He's like, it didn't happen quicker because of the bird. He said, but it has allowed him to learn all about African gray parrots, so that's good. He did say that, too, which is fucking funny. But he's going to charge her, Glenna, with first-degree murder here, and she's held without bond now and arrested. So, reason is, let's look at her phone records here. They did an extraction, a file extraction, all this shit, of her Kyocera cell phone. They got data from 9 p.m. May 11th, 2015 to 7 a.m. May 12th, 2015. So May 11th, 11:40, a text message was sent from her cell phone to a recipient whose mom, it was her number, there. At 3:28 on May 12th, the cell phone received a text from mom that responded to the 11:40 text. Wow, her mom must get up early, 3:30 in the morning.
Jesus Christ.
3:28, she's up.
Oh,
Jesus
God.
Christ. Maybe she got up to pee and saw it and
I
wanted
hope
to return
so.
it. I hope so. Go back to bed, get some rest. Then the user of the Kyocera, her phone, opened the phone's web browser and proceeded to access the following websites related to Ruger guns. 3:32 a.m., Ruger safety announcements. 3:33 a.m., Ruger inside and out. What? So she's looking at this like a manual, how to use it.
Yeah.
It's this is this. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you don't want to mess
inside and out.
Inside and out. How it works, like the instructions.
Yeah.
3:34 a.m. Ruger safety blue book. 3:35.
Firearms course.
She's taking a very short firearms course. 3:35 a.m. Ruger safety announcements. So she did a 3-minute firearms course in 4 different areas of their website. Then at 4:48 a.m. sent a message to mom stating, "Love you, sorry." Okay. Now, 9 seconds after she sent the text message.
Yeah.
9 seconds. So she sent that, immediately accessed a web page titled Ruger New Model Single-6 Single Action Revolvers. And then no further web activity or outgoing messages occurred after 4:55 a.m. Okay. And her phone. But the thing is, she said, well, my phone's not password protected, so anybody could have looked it up.
Anybody can look up how to use the gun that you have?
Anybody who's in your house at 3:30 in the morning using your phone can look up the gun that you own. Yes, that's probably true. Yeah, but how did they get in with the doors locked and everything? Right. So can the parrot testify?
I'm riveted.
I know that's all you care about, and it's all I really care about too. But not that I don't care about what's going on, but I mean in terms of like the legalities and the case of it, I need to know about the parrot. So, can the parrot testify? They said they have no plans to rely on the parrot's testimony as their whole case. They said there's no way to prove what the bird is mimicking. They said, quote, how did it get there? Is if there's no reliable way of making that determination, you can't rule out that the bird witnessed a homicide or that the bird witnessed something on TV.
Right.
We don't know. There was a similar case in 1993 in California.
What?
Where, this is not the first time this has happened. Yeah. There's legal precedent for this. We need Charlie from Always Sunny because there's bird law, Jimmy. There's actual bird law going on here. There is some parrot parables to this that you don't know a thing about, man. The Parrot Parables. That's the name of the show. Okay. So it's fucking crazy. So, Jesus.
An expert in bird law.
An expert in bird law. How to get there. So, 1993, a judge refused to allow evidence from an African Grey Parrot in a murder case.
Really?
So, And Keller, the ex-wife, said, I don't think he would be able to help the case on the stand, but I think it puts the emotion out there like there's a dead man out there.
Yeah.
So maybe just bring him in as like a mascot, let him sit on the prosecutor's desk. Every once in a while he goes, don't fucking shoot, don't fucking shoot, just to remind them.
Was it as ironclad as don't fucking shoot in 1993? Because this feels a little better.
Especially, get your ass over here, shut up. Yeah. And there are two voices of the people he lives with, and then don't fucking shoot, and then that's the end of the tape. He might as well said bang, 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 bang.
Did the other parrot say, shut up, bitch, bang, bang?
Right? They're going to put on a little show for us here. So, they said that, this is crazy. The county prosecutor said he received correspondence from experts around the world after the story made headlines, but hasn't found any legal precedents for using the bird statements as evidence in the case.
Okay.
He said somebody from Lima, Peru, said they used it in Peru, but that doesn't really do any good here in Michigan.
Right.
From Peru. It's on another continent, so it's difficult.
Entirely different country.
Totally different place. Do you really want to risk a potential appealable issue by pushing the legal limits? Yeah, that's an appeals judge, like I said, would have a ball with that shit. Then he said he had no intention of calling the parrot anyway. For one thing, how would I swear him in?
Right.
He said, are you raising a wing, a foot? How does this work? He's trying to be a wise ass, but it's showing how ridiculous your question is. Obviously, I can't swear in a bird, so no.
Do you swear on this salt lick?
Yeah. Swear on all these seeds in a pile, in a weird fucking ball on the floor of your cage.
Do you swear on this seed bell?
On this seed bell. Thank you. It's always a bell. Swear on the seed bell. He's just pecking at it, Your Honor. I don't know if this means that he's accepting.
Do you swear on this knot rope?
Fucking insane, man. So the mother-in-law here now, or the mother, Marty's mother, Lillian, again says, it seems like it never gets over. I'm always waiting for something new to pop up. Yeah. That's because that was December 2016 she made that comment. More than a year and a half after the murder. She's like, I really would love to get this the fuck over with. But they said, though, Glenn is fine. They said she should be going on. They said she seems to be fully recovered. There was a preliminary hearing where she was like joking and had her wits about her, was physically fine. So they're like, what the fuck? She appeared in court in July of 2016 where her lawyer requested a mental examination. And they delayed things until that. She was found competent to stand trial. She's held without bond the whole time, of course. In court here, they have multiple witnesses because they have to get it, actual binder over for trial. So in the preliminary hearings here, people describe the house as in disarray, and, that wouldn't have happened unless they're trying to make it like the fact that it's in disarray means she did it because otherwise she would have cleaned or whatever. So the theory here, though, is that think about this. She had been shot she shot herself and was moving around for hours. They think she went out in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's why her blood was in the living room in the kitchen.
The house.
She was just hanging out in the house, and then when someone was coming, she got under the blanket real quick. And then that's why she said her head had moved from one side to the other when she went outside to get the fireman. She got up, what's going on out there? Heard him coming and laid back down.
Yeah.
That's
Where's
the theory.
Where's this bitch going? Come back. I'm shot.
She just laid there in a pool of her own blood, conscious, waiting for someone to find them so she could act.
Stunning.
Think about the level of depravity that is.
Yeah.
Not only, because it's pretty harsh to kill your significant other. That's crazy anyway.
Yeah.
But then to lie there in their blood, in a pool of it, next to their corpse for fucking hours on purpose.
Yeah.
Hang out, walk around. Oh, shit, wait, let me go back. Oh, yeah, I'm super dead now.
Yeah. How long would it take? How long does it take people to come look for us? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's why she had to go unlock the door.
Yeah.
She said, oh, fuck, no one's ever going to get in here if the door's locked. It's going to be 2 days.
She's come by so many times and won't come in. God damn it. Oh, the deadbolt.
She got up and fucking unlocked the door between then and then so someone could find her.
Wow.
That's crazy, dude.
That's gross.
That's fucking psychotic shit, man. That's wild.
A parrot's screaming, don't fucking shoot.
Don't fucking shoot. Don't fucking shoot. And cops are ignoring it.
Yeah.
So house in disarray. They said, she said it appeared as if there was a struggle. Another witness described the living room of the home as, quote, once we walked in there, everything was just scattered all over the place. There was a lamp on the floor. Everything was just like ransacked in there. So exactly, ransacked, like you said before. They said that they did in the preliminary hearing, they bring up the bird. But it's not like, it's weird. It's like admissible in this hearing, I guess. Not admissible as evidence, but it's like anecdotal. Like if you're on the fence, this bird keeps saying, don't fucking shoot in Marty's voice, I'm just going to say, and then they walk away. It's a really weird thing. So July 2017 is the trial. Okay. And this trial, there's DNA evidence and things like that, but the fact that she had a gunshot wound in the back of her head makes this trial not a foregone conclusion that she's going to be found guilty by any stretch. This isn't just going through the motions here. She's got a real good chance of getting off here. The jury is 12 plus 2 alternates. It's 11 women and 3 men. So they had the opening statements and everything like that. They said that there's going to be DNA, firearms report, phone messages. All those Ruger lookups in the middle of the night are pretty damning.
Yeah.
To me, it's plausible deniability except for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, that would be very difficult to talk your way out of that.
Right.
Why? So coincidentally, you were just hanging out in the middle of the night looking up how to use a gun. That was used 2 hours later.
Right. When you're shot and your husband are shot, using that particular gun that you're looking up.
Yeah. And if you think about it, too, it's hard to shoot yourself in like the back of the ear like that. You would have it kind of up at an angle where it might just go right up. And that's what ended up happening. So they brought up financial problems. They said that there was a sheriff's sale of the house pending that very week.
Right.
So they were about to, they would have been gone in 2 days out of that house. They would have gotten kicked out.
Do you think this was an actual murder-suicide that went wrong?
An actual murder-suicide?
Do you think this was an attempt at murder-suicide that didn't happen?
No, I don't, because she hid the gun.
Oh, good point.
That's why I don't think so. If the
maybe
gun
it hurt so bad she couldn't fucking do it again.
Maybe. If the gun was next to her, I would say maybe she shot herself, lost some blood, passed out from the pain in the blood, and whatever, got freaked out, and then they found her before she got a chance to try again or whatever. But she fucking shot herself. Was like, okay, then. I don't know. She shot herself in the fucking head. I mean, you'd have to have a lot of confidence that you're doing it right to shoot. Yeah. I'm just going to give myself a flesh wound in the head is a hard thing to do.
Sure is.
So I think maybe she meant it to be a murder-suicide, honestly, because she was at the end of her rope, man. They were losing the house. Yeah. Everything was over for her. So that's really sad that she would find that as the only exit rather than, going to her family. And you can rebuild your life. A house isn't everything. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. So you can get help for your gambling, but instead, I think she meant to kill him because she wanted to. She was tired of fucking taking care of him and
didn't want him to find out that she's a fuck up.
Yeah. And that he would have been right in arguing with her about it. And I think she tried to shoot herself. She's like, I'm going to do it, built up her whole thing, closed her eyes, gritted her teeth, and did it, and then was like, fuck, I'm not dead.
Yeah.
What do I do? Okay, well, now it's a home invasion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is. I don't think she did all this and then was like, I don't think she planned this to be framed as a home invasion. I think she fucked up again.
Then why would you shoot yourself in the back of the ear like that? I've never heard of that as a suicide before. You put it under your fucking chin in your mouth to your temple.
Make sure it happens.
Those are the ways you do that. You don't fucking. That's a weird way to do it unless you were trying to act like someone else did it.
James, she's a Kyocera user. All bets are off.
I was going to say. That's a really good point. When someone's using a Kyocera in 2015, their thoughts may be scrambled. We don't know. Who
fucking knows?
We really don't. And it wasn't like she was 80 years old. She was 46. It's too young to use a Kyocera at that age. Too young. So the theories here are fucking endless, honestly. You can go on it forever. The prosecutor said that it becomes quickly evident that the defendant murdered Marty Dunham and attempted to commit suicide. Didn't take, so she said, fuck it, home invasion. I'll hide the gun. I'm passed out. You can't find me. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the defense attorneys here, they took their turn with the openings, and they cast doubts on all the evidence. Obviously, the physical evidence isn't as solid as they say it is. He also questioned whether the influence of financial difficulties could have really been, that bad to where you pull this off, which... Yeah, it is when you feel like you're getting crunched in like that. A lot of people kill themselves. We're about to
auction everything. We're fucked. Yeah.
There's a lot of suicides over shit like that. It's common. People can't take financial ruin. It's hard. So they said, quote, they didn't have financial problems. They had bill paying problems.
Okay.
This is the defense. I don't know how this is a defense. She had bill paying problems. That's not a defense.
She had bill paying problems because she had financial problems.
Yeah. This guy says the state has to prove without a reasonable doubt, which it's not. It's beyond a reasonable. Those are different. Without and beyond are different terms. That Glenna Durham killed Marty Durham. Glenna Durham did not pull that trigger. And then the parrot goes, "Don't fucking shoot! Don't fucking shoot!" from the desk of the prosecutor. So she sat quietly and she teared up when they talked about her husband and her relationship. She, Glenna sat there tearing up. And all that sort of thing. So first witness they bring in is obviously Connie Ream. And they ask her all about that. She explains that how it ended up happening. She said that her husband, Wayne, became fearful that something was wrong. Yeah. She said that I think, Wayne was out of town on a truck driving job and encouraged her to check on the house. Just go over there. Why don't you go over there? I'm on the road. Quit fucking calling me about this and go over there. Yeah. Connie, God damn it. Jesus. I'm at a way station, Connie. For Christ's sake, I got to talk to this guy.
That's easy to say from fucking Broken Bow, Oklahoma.
Yeah. Just go over there and check it out. Sure.
Just pop in. Hell, they'll be happy to see you.
Yeah. All right. Click goodbye.
Losing reception. I'm driving on the res.
Sorry, I'm trying. Can I get off the phone so I can listen to Convoy again? Because I just want to hear it one more time. So, yeah, she talks about how she heard the shots, knew what time it was when the shots went off because she was going to work at that time. It's the same time every day, and all that sort of thing. Knocked on the windows, doors, texted, called, heard the dog, the whole deal. They said, "Can you describe your emotional state when you found them?" And she said, "Horrified."
Yeah.
Obviously. No shit. Imagine if she said, kind of horny. I know it sounds weird. I was wet. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very horny. Horny was the only word that comes into my mind. It had nothing to do with them. It was just the whole environment. I just got super horny. It's how I get when I'm nervous. I don't know.
I mean, that was what she was going to say, but then she realized that sounds terrible, so she said horrified.
Horrified. I mean, horrified. Horrified. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, talks about she went out to get the fireman. Fireman recognized it as a crime scene, retreated, called the police. They looked in, saw it as a crime scene, retreated, called more police. We went through the whole pass it down the line thing here. During cross-examination, the defense attorney asked the Sergeant Wilson if he knew who had been in the room prior to himself, to which Wilson replied that only Mrs. Ream and a couple of first responder firemen were there. Yeah. They also inquired about his testimony that Mrs. Durham did not look deceased, because she said when she was breathing. She said, the defense attorney said, what does it look like if someone's not deceased? And the guy said, it's a different look. I've been doing this 23 years and I've seen it a lot. There's just something different about the way they look.
Yeah. Animated versus not. There's a difference between blood flowing and blood not flowing.
If you've been a cop for 23 years, you've seen enough injured and dead people to know which is which, probably. Yeah. You know what I mean? Probably from a pretty quick sight.
And how close to death an injured person probably is.
That's the other thing, just from experience of being there every day, you know? So the defense questions the physical evidence as well. The defense attorney questions some of the details of the results of the testing of the stuff. He pointed out what had been reported earlier, that there was no conclusive evidence as to whether the bullets came from the gun found at the scene. Like, it might not even be from that gun. Yes, he keeps all of his other guns locked away neatly in a safe, and this one was shoved under the love seat, and it happens to be the same caliber and make and everything else of the gun that did it, but that doesn't mean it's that gun. It could be a different gun.
The only gun out that fires the bullets that killed somebody. Yeah,
but it could have been a gun that's not there anymore. Somebody took that gun.
Good point, but probably not likely.
Probably unlikely. They also posed questions to the lieutenant and all this sort of thing. Most of the inquiries had to do with the pillow here. This is from the jury. The jury submits questions to the judge to ask this lieutenant that hadn't been answered, that it wasn't asked by either the prosecutor or the defense attorney. Yeah. So that's pretty funny. And the judge actually asked them. They asked that if it had the pillow having holes in it, they said, could it have been used to muffle the sound and even possibly silence it? Was that why the pillow was there? Mm-hmm. And the lieutenant said that it could have an effect on the sound, though not silence it completely, obviously. Right. Another question they asked is, could it still be heard by neighbors? But the lieutenant said there's no way to determine whether that particular gun could be heard from that distance. You don't know what the wind was like with a pillow. You can't even test that.
I would assume that a pillow is used more for concealing from the person that's about to get shot that you're holding a gun.
I thought it would be for blowback. So if you shoot them,
to keep blood from coming off you,
spattering back at you, I would think, because a pillow would keep it.
I can only imagine it being used as to keep the person that you're shooting from seeing the fucking gun. You know what I mean?
But they see a pillow from you. That's got to be uncomfortable. Why are you putting a pillow over my face? That's got to be weird.
I mean, like holding the gun behind the pillow and fire.
Oh. I'm talking about like
not blocking their face.
Because I'm talking about, like, if you see, like, I've seen in movies, and I've heard about this happening in real life, where, like, someone is, like, asleep and someone comes, puts a pillow on them and bucks a couple shots into their fucking head. Into the pillow, through the pillow.
Like in Bad Boys, when the bad guy holds the pillow in front of the gun and fires the gun through the pillow so that the girl doesn't see that he's got a gun.
That's like having it in a paper bag. It's the same deal. Just, you know, that's, okay. We're on the same page now. It's very confusing.
Hilarious.
So the neurosurgeon who worked on Glenna, he testifies, Dr. Hayden Boyce, spoke to the injuries that Glenna presented and was asked by the prosecutor about the possible effects of the injuries to the brain from gunshot wounds. Uh-huh. And he explained that the bullet crossed an area of the brain not vital to life and with no major blood vessels involved. So just a weird brain flesh wound that never happens. She's lucky.
A lucky shot.
They said that if this could this alter behavior, and he said that it could affect memory, motivational drive, and speech difficulty, possibly, but not like won't make you not like a frontal lobe injury or something that'll make you act differently.
Maybe it'll take your gumption away from trying to kill yourself.
That's possible. Maybe it puts some sense into you. Maybe will it knock some sense into you? Is that a possibility?
Or at least suicide sense out of you?
Yeah, one of those two. So they asked about the prognosis and the reported quality of life, and they said that it might, who knows, depends on whether there's speech impairments or not, but these injuries certainly would definitely not cause death. Wow. I mean, she was there for hours and didn't even bleed out. Right. So, I mean, it like clotted up on its own. That's how small it was. They asked him, you said someone could walk around? And he said, I said it's possible. They said, but you didn't see Glenna Durham walk around, correct? And he said, no, I have no way of knowing what she could do afterwards. Right. That's the defense. Well, you didn't see her do that, did you? Yeah, I'm a neurosurgeon that worked on her at the hospital. I also happen to be looking in her front window during the murder because that's what I do. I predict. Well, there's a TV show coming out about me. I'm a psychic neurosurgeon, or I predict when people will need brain surgeries, and I go to their house and witness the event that causes the brain injury, so it better helps me work on the brain, so I know exactly what happened.
But we're doing it in a niche market. We're doing it for just bird owners.
It's just owners of mimicking African Grey Parrots only. So you don't have one. I'm sorry.
You'll see.
You'll see. It's good. It's going to be good. It's just streaming. It's just the streaming TLC, but we're hoping to get on the main channel soon. Just streaming for now. So the Lieutenant Detective David Johnson spoke of assisting the investigative team in the collection of evidence there, and the defense attorney inquired about the manila envelope because the chain of command of custody is all fucked up there. Yeah. The kids had it, and who knows? They broke seals. So they talked about all of that. And they said, what up with that, basically? Like, why'd you do that? And they were like, listen, we can't help that they broke into the house and took the shit. They gave us all the shit they took. Is there other stuff? They said there isn't, so I assume there isn't. Who knows? We asked them that time, unlike the money.
Yeah.
So apparently once you ask them a question, they will answer it honestly. That's the thing.
They're pretty
and
good
we
at
asked them and they said no.
Forthcoming when asked. When inquired, yeah.
Well, they want justice for their dad, I would imagine. Right. So, I mean, they're going to go with the program eventually here. They were just curious to fucking see if they could find anything on their own, probably. We've learned
that all we have to do is ask.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We just have to ask. We don't know, too, if we don't know this area. Is this police force known as one that you'd trust to handle the murder of a loved one? Are they good? Do they handle this sort of thing a lot? Is this normal? Do they bring in state people right away? I don't know the factors going through these kids' minds. I really don't. So, they were asked about the money on the stand, and they said that the money was used to help pay for his funeral. And they said the money that was found that day was put in the funeral fund along with the GoFundMe. That's how that worked. So they brought in his son, Jason, who also corroborated the money was found and taken from the house. He stated he visited with his father the previous Saturday, and he said he felt no particular concern for them at that time. It wasn't like, oh, boy, things are really coming to a head at Dad's house. Yeah. It was fine. He said they asked about the relationship between Martin and Glenna, and everybody, all three of his kids said they joked around a lot and everything seemed pretty good. We don't know. Another neighbor, Tina Christie, she testifies that she was a close friend to the Durhams, often seeing them up to 5 times a week at their house. For people who are private, their neighbors are up their ass all the time.
No doubt.
Dude, the next door neighbor's calling, texting, looking in windows. This person's 5 times a week. This is enough with these people.
For a guy who locks his doors all the time, these people really are imposing.
Yeah, from his general, the way they've sounded, I don't think he wants all these people over his house all the time. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Stop all this attention.
Maybe he likes the people he likes. Who knows, man? So she said, they said that did they ask, do you know anything about their finances? And she said that Marty just said that Glenna paid the bills. That's all I know. So I don't know what their deal was. She asked they asked if she told a detective that she could not imagine Glenna doing anything like this, and she said she did. She said that she doesn't know what happened there, and she said, I wasn't there. I don't know, but I didn't think she could do anything like this, which most of the time, unless somebody's like a career criminal or, in the mob or something like that, when someone kills somebody, you generally go, I didn't think they would do that. Right. Or else you wouldn't have been hanging around them probably.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Most people aren't like, I saw murder in his eyes, but I don't know. He's a funny guy. That's not normal usually. He's just a good shit. Makes me laugh. Cracks
Very
me
few
up.
people are like, I thought I smelled human thigh on Dahmer's breath. I was pretty sure of it.
I blew it off. You know how it is when you smell thigh on the breath. You blow it off. Martin Durham's mother and father, they testify. That's Charles Durham is his father, and then Lillian is his mother. His father was shown the handgun recovered at the house and stated that the gun was his and that he had given it to his son for safekeeping. So he has guns from his father, and then Martin has guns in his son's house. So because he doesn't have enough room for his guns because he's holding his dad's guns, he's got to give his guns to his son. That's hilarious. They have this intergenerational gun storage.
I got Pop's guns. Hold mine for me.
It's so fucking funny. Look, I know it sounds crazy, and I get it. We'll just get Pop a gun safe eventually, but for now we're going to have to make this work. Wow. So, Jesus Christ. He said it was his. He'd given his son for safekeeping, and Lillian, the mother, said that if she was aware of an impending foreclosure on the house, she said there would have been conversations about it with her son, and like they would have talked about it together. They would have figured out how they could help them. Like, what the fuck here? Nobody would have just left it alone. They wouldn't have just said, well, you two are ass out, I guess. They'd try to help. Witnesses reported serving the foreclosure papers there. Final witness for prosecution was Jeff Hoffman, who is a detective trooper specialist. Wow, that sounds fancy. For the Michigan State Police. He's a computer specialist, testified that the phone belonging to Glenna had access to all the things we told you about, the Ruger things. During the cross-examination, the defense asked if he had any knowledge of what was contained on the web pages in the phone, and he said he did not. He also asked, were there any DNA or fingerprints on the phone? And they said there wasn't. And he said, you don't know if it was Glenna Durham using that phone then? And he goes, I have no fucking idea. I'm the guy who takes his shit off the phone. That's not my job to know whose it was.
On the phone. Right.
Yeah, I don't really care who put it there. Right. That's not my job. So they focused a lot on the envelope and whether it was a suicide note. That was a big deal there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the closing arguments come up. The evidence here, they say the evidence shows first-degree premeditated murder, that she killed him, then couldn't kill herself. That's how it worked. That's what we're going to say. DNA evidence pointing to Ms. Durham, existence of the cover-up of the financial issues, her phone shit. God damn it, it's obvious. Now, the defense said that he's got a different thing here. He said that he questioned the evidence. He argues that despite the 38 witnesses and 234 pieces of evidence provided by the prosecution, that it does not paint an accurate picture of the events. He spoke of reasonable doubt that existed in each and every element of this case. It's just a mess. Yeah. He said, how can we be sure the other members of the investigative team were correct in their findings? Because they said, he reminded jurors that it took them an hour to discover that she was even alive. They were like, they didn't even check to see if everybody was dead till then. Who knows what else they fucked up on?
Yeah.
He then says, all they did was show smoke and mirrors to you people. Liars. The state comes back and does their rebuttal and says this was not just about financial problems. There was a betrayal of trust. She lied about the foreclosure notice being an error and lied about taking care of it. Then she shot Marty dead and tried to kill herself. The bill came due that day, and Marty paid for it with his life. Mm-hmm. Mic drop. That's what that was. He went, and then he did a crotch chop to the defense attorney on the way back to the table. It's like, that sounded good, and you know it, bitch. Yeah. So 9 women and 3 men ended up making the deciding jurors here. They failed to reach a verdict in the first day after 4 hours, so they bring them back the next day, and they finally reach a verdict after 9 hours of deliberation over 2 days.
Wow.
Not open and shut at all. There's a lot of talk going on here about all this shit. So they had to go home, come back, deliberate again. They ate some lunch, and then they were ready. So sometimes all you need is a sandwich, and you can see things clearly.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate a good sandwich, Jimmy.
It often lends to much more comfort and really just comfort and decision making when your belly's good and full.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No matter what, you don't need another sandwich for a while, so you're happy. So the verdict comes in after 9 hours. Prosecutors are biting their nails. The defense attorneys are thinking this is a good sign. They took a little while here. And she is found guilty of both murder in the first degree, premeditated, and felony firearms charge as well. So murder of both. Reactions here, the prosecutor said justice was served today for Marty Durham, the victim of this murder. And then his ex-wife, Marty's ex-wife, Christina, said, we're happy Glenna is finally convicted. Sad it took over 2 years to happen. This is July of 2017, by the way. And we give gratitude and thanks to the 12 fine people of Newaygo that took the time and made the hard decision to convict Glenna. Sentencing comes around. Would you like to speak, Glenna? She's got to, do something.
What is she gonna say?
No, thanks.
Oh, not a word?
I'm good.
Wow.
I'm straight. Lillian, she gets to talk, though, for the victim, the mother, Marty's mother, and she's got some shit to say. She said that they called it in the paper, quote, a stinging rebuke to the woman who had been her daughter-in-law. Yeah. She spoke of never getting another chance to talk with her son, and she said, you can cry all you want, but you're the one you're going to be in prison. You'll still be able to see your family. You'll still be able to do that. She said, you sat there expressing no emotion through the whole trial. She said, how cold.
Monster.
Yeah. The judge has his own words to say here. He says, you, ma'am, may fuck off. Life without parole.
Son of a bitch. Got it.
And 2 years for the felony firearms conviction, which really doesn't matter because she's life without. So quickly here, December 23rd, 2020, she put her case in to see if she can get an appeal going here for one of her things. December 23rd, 2020, they gave her the decision. Durham appealed to the Michigan Court of Appeals, contending that evidence admitted in court shows the title of the website she had visited on her cell phone in the morning of the murder constituted inadmissible hearsay and was unfairly prejudicial.
Oh.
That's what she's going on. She put this appeal in April 2020.
And waited fucking 8 months for this?
Yeah, waited till December 23rd.
Yeah.
She said the titles of the websites were all Ruger related, which was the type of gun she shot her husband with, obviously. Court of Appeals judges disagreed with her, though. They said that although the evidence does not disclose the content of the web pages or the purposes for which the user accessed them, reasonable jurors could infer from the evidence that the defendant had accessed the web pages related to the murder weapon in contemplation of killing Martin. The evidence was relevant because it had a tendency to make the existence of the state of mind required for first-degree premeditated murder more probable.
Right.
She could have got off with some second degree if she didn't have all this shit.
Right.
That's the thing.
She's just like, it's inflammatory.
Yeah. They said that she will not be allowed to appeal the judgment. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. That was a judgment that happened in April of 2019. She appealed that judgment and didn't get an answer until December 23rd, 2020.
Wow.
COVID, remember?
You bet.
So that was hard. And they said the Michigan Supreme Court on December 23rd said, quote, it is denied because we are not persuaded that the questions presented should be reviewed by this court. The motion to remand is denied. Merry Christmas, bitch. There you go.
Sorry about COVID. Merry Christmas.
Have a good one. The ex-wife here, reaction, just says, we would just like to say we are glad that she will never get out of prison, and we are hoping that our family is now able to move on. She said, we want to remember Marty, not fight for him anymore.
Yeah.
Fair.
And we hope Bob stops talking soon.
Yeah, Bud keeps fucking talking.
Bud.
Then she says, after Marty's murder, my kids brought me the bird. He used to be mine, and I have another parrot here, so it makes sense to give him to me. Anyway, a few weeks after Bud being here, he started ranting in the voices. And she goes on to talk about that. She said that she was upset that she saw that the bird saw what happened to Marty. Yeah. And it's hard. They did say, though, Keller said, Bud helped us get attention for Marty's murder, and I believed it put pressure on the prosecutor to make the arrest with all the... It did. People were like, well, what the fuck now? Rather than it just being some small-town thing that goes away, and it's just the family fighting for it. That's hard. So she also said that the order saying there's going to be no appeal is a big relief to the family. Mm-hmm. She said, especially to Marty's mom, she seemed to stress about it more about the fact that Glenna was even allowed to appeal. Now she can be at ease and continue to move on. So you can check that out, and you can check out Justice for Marty for some other, some current shit going on with it, and they'll keep up with everything like that. I assume they've kept the page up since her appeals process was just, a year and a half ago. Right. I assume it's up. And you can check out the video of Bud the Parrot.
Yeah.
Throwing down and doing his damn thing. Check it out.
Best impressions.
It's wild, man.
Better
that parrot's
impressions
awesome.
than Jay Farrow.
And he's pretty good.
He is. Yeah.
He, by the way, I just don't want anyone to think we're taking a shot at Jay Farrow because he is the nicest fucking man I've ever met. I opened for him once, and he is years ago.
Excellent impressionist.
First of all, excellent, and just a kind. Mm-hmm. This was when he was on SNL too, and he was like hot shit, and he was a kind, inclusive. I mean, I was part of his team that weekend, and we We're gonna just tell Eddie Murphy raw jokes back and forth, finishing the lines from each other.
Awesome.
He was a great guy. What a cool dude.
And
man.
I got cut from the weekend at the other club in town.
I remember that we were both supposed to be there at New Year's Eve that year, and it turned out that
and I got bumped because somebody brought their feature, and
that's right.
and that feature bombed for 20 minutes.
Oh, that's right. And I had like a fun time with Jay Farrow.
Yeah, and the headliner that weekend went on to try to touch young girls.
That's right. He was on stage singing my name in an opera voice after I introduced him. Pietragallo. He was like singing in Italian. He goes, I love that fucking name.
You were having a dream weekend, and I was horrified.
Yeah, it was bad. I was having fun at least. Not a dream, but a fun. I only made $150 for the whole week. Let's not go crazy. Not a dream weekend, just having a good time at the comedy club with a comedian. But yeah, just hanging. But anyway, There you go. Check that out. If you enjoyed this show, give us 5 stars, whatever app you're listening on. Hook us up. Help your boys out. 5 stars. It really does help. Say something. Yeah. Tell us your favorite sandwich, because we discussed sandwiches, and now I want a sandwich. So talk about that. Head over to, do social media also. Follow us on social media. We are at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram.
Right.
You can absolutely go to our website, shutupandgivememurder.com, where you can get not only tickets to this weekend, April 8th and 9th in Pittsburgh and Columbus, respectively.
What else can you get?
You can also get tickets, for the rest of the year, obviously, but you can also get, more pressingly, tickets to the virtual live show, May the 5th, here coming up. We're very excited for that. It'll be available for 72 hours afterwards.
True.
A lot of fun. We can't wait. As you know, if you got the last show, we don't let you down.
No.
We're not. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have something to do.
We have a damn good time, and it's a good show.
We're going to throw down. Hope to see. We get a lot of our overseas people that get those, and that's just so much fun to be able to hear from those people. Yeah, we wish we could go to Australia and the UK and wherever the fuck else. Anywhere. I don't care.
We'll make it
South
eventually.
America, Africa. We'll go everywhere. Yeah. I don't care. If we could go, we'd go, but we can't really. We don't have as many listeners in, say, Germany as we do in Detroit. So it's a little different. A little bit different. But check that out and get your tickets there. Shutupandgivememurder.com. All your merchandise there as well. Patreon is cooking this week. Let me tell you something. It is happening. We have some really crazy stuff for you. $5 or above, you get access to everything we have to offer. Small Town Murders bonus, Crime and Sports bonus, the whole back catalog, all the bonuses. You're going to find a lot of stuff that interests you in there.
Yes.
And this week, the 2 episodes you're going to get for Crime and Sports, first of all, you are going to get the greatest April Fool's hoax that I can know, definitely in sports history.
Right.
Sports Illustrated magazine had the writer George Plimpton write a story for a hoax, and the story turned out to be a man found in the mountains of Tibet that throws 168 miles an hour while wearing one shoe. And the Mets have signed him, and everybody went crazy. And then
wait till you see his French horn.
Oh, and he plays the French horn. It's fucking hilarious. We'll describe how silly of a thing that was, and it actually worked. And then from there, for Small Town Murders episode, we are going to talk about one of the worst people ever, Diane Downs.
What a natural pivot.
Oh, God, it is. Very. She shot her kids, man. Shot her kids, pretended like somebody else did it, and never showed concern, just was like, well, I don't know why you think I did it. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm telling you, why would I do that? Blah, blah, blah. She's on all these shows, lying through her teeth, even when presented with irrefutable evidence. For 20 years, it's been 40 years now. She still won't admit that she did it. She's terrible. It's really funny stuff, though, the way we talk about her interviews. Check it out right now, patreon.com/crimeandsports. You want to just make a donation and get your shout out, you can do that at PayPal. Use our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com.
Right.
That said, God damn it, Jimmie, pummel me. You know what? You're going to do the whole entire shout outs in Bud the Parrot voice. I need to hear it right now. Don't fucking shoot, and thank you for blah, blah, blah. Do that. Hit me with them, Jimmie.
This week's executive producers are Raptor 1, happy birthday from Raptor 2, Mark Wimmer, David Cook, Chris Brown, happy 40th birthday, not the girl beater. David Barnhart, actually it's Chris Brown with a K. I think that's a lady. David Barnhart, John Coddling, love you, bud. Molly Fletcher, happy birthday. Jordan Bennett, Amanda Thomas Connolly, Yeah, Connolly. Other producers executive producers are our favorite. Buddy. You guys are fucking amazing. Truly, thank you for everything you do. Other producers this week are Haley Hoffman. She's now Haley Kroll. Congratulations on your marriage, I imagine, or just your
decide to change your name. Yeah. You start. Get that shitty family away
She's
from you.
She's in the program, possibly.
That's all.
Justine McNeil, in honor of Good Dads Everywhere. She misses her dad. It was an anniversary of him passing away. Shitta Perlman, happy birthday. 91st birthday.
My
I don't think that person exists.
No, I doubt it. But still, we'll take it.
Povilas Basivius, his wife, Deborah Frances Phipps. Was it his wife? It was in memory of Deborah. I don't know if it was his wife or his mom. I'm an asshole. I think it was his wife.
Come on, Jimmie.
Away. God damn it. Peyton Meadows also. Cody Leversey? Yes, it's Leversey. The kid from fucking Michigan. Can't wait to see you, bud. Centeno Kennels in Canada. Mama Dixie Normus. Are you proud of yourself? Corporal Carl Kirshner Hoare. Shlomo Gleckstein. Pamela Solig. Kelly Ann Collin. Happy anniversary. They're engaged for 8 years.
Wow.
Maybe get on top of getting married.
Fuck's
Jesus
sake.
Christ. Troy Moriarty, Janice Hill, Frank the South African birdwasher, Alicia Pillmore, moving to another state. Hang in there, Alicia. This life isn't easy. John Justo, happy birthday. Raya the Sky Cat, Sky Rat, calling champion, Bradenburg. That's who it is. Evan Adkins, yes. Jay, it's a Sky Rat caller.
Pigeon.
Sky Rat. Yeah, I think that's what those are. Or bats. I don't know.
No, New York is Sky Rat's a pigeon.
That's what you guys got?
Pigeon. Right. It's a rat with wings.
All right. Joshua Brandyberry and his brother Jake. See you guys soon. Braden Hovelman, Jay Young, Bethany with no last name, Tiana Green, Tyler Ham, David Hemsley, Angel Taco Salas, Peyton with no last name, Lorraine Genko, Kyle Kirsch. Yep. Nicole Hoople, Phil with no last name. Phil. Is that you?
All this gun, man.
Garrett with no last name. Pedro Ruiz, Reagan Hollier, Eli Cade, Aiden Wolf, Christopher Anthus, Rebecca Seeger. What a sweetnish. What a sweet niche. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Patrick Cunningham, Matt DeYoung, Tyler W.S., Raven Ori, Cassidy Vilo, Brandon McCarty, Christopher Phelan, Thomas Atkinson, Stephen with no last name, Patrick Drain, Tina Ward, Ginkgo with no last name, Lonely Factory, Dustin Miller, Angela Pruitt, Jacob T., Whisper Means, Sherry Seifert, Nick Cowper, Jessica Jones, Jessica Duss, Kit Kat 83, B83, Brian Ribby. This is tough this week. Maricela Paget, Karsten Dews, Karsten Don'ts, Benjamin Hall, Tyler Skaggs, Asia Johnson, Kelsey Spainhauer, Sarah Ertz, Daniel Gade, Andrew Reed, Donna Mildrum, Christina Kolka, Billy Lee Walker, Brittany, Ireland, Sue Randall, Anita Schneider DeVries, Lindsay Weiss, Chancellor Bailey, Stephen Wolfgang, Jake Klaber, Hillary Wolf, Mary Jo Bullock, Kaylee Carlton, Lindsay Smith, Alex Baldwin, Lieutenant Dan's Legs, Don Moritz, Patrick Mosley, Emily Harris, Candy Stacy, Zachary Ogle, Megan Zabatini, Nick Tracewell, Fro Zastro, Jasmine Thomas, Patty Tamble, Indiegal 1218, Kristen Spires, Michaela, nope, that's just Kayla, Bospethhouse.
Got that.
Bofasuth. Megan with no last name. Daryl Roskam. Disco with no last name. Elizabeth with no last name. Justin Lawrence. Hamp with no last name. John Keith. Ben Kastelski. Sky. Cody Wiganant. Allison Melcher, Brandy Cavane, Don McManus, Damian Wilkinson, Christopher Garza, Lee Menzie, Don Moritz, Cassidy Claridge, John Tyus, Tina with no last name, Jessica Greer, Jacob Keene, M. Richard, Hunter Bibb, Jesus Christ. Tony Cuffy.
The wheels are coming off the cart here, man.
Sutherland. Danny Holmesdoder. Jen Parker. Veda Elizabeth. Barbara Averill. Leslie Palmer. Dylan Bowler. Michael Donnelly. CJ Dellis. Julie Williamson. Lauren Ford. Rebecca Kane. Arezki. Welker. Tracy Thomas. Grace Morris. Shannon Monroe. Steve Howard. Jared Mead. Tracy Frodkoyer, Anna Marie Kopskaklandi. Kopskaklandi?
Yeah, that's the one. Totally correct.
Kyle West, Brian Buntain, Aaron Hegelund, Terry Hahn, Amber V. Knight, Mike Johnson, Terry Peterson, Joseph McMugaligan, and Madison DeBoard, Ghost Rider No More, Jason Via Roman, Madeline with no last name, Jason Winters, Eric Molnar, Smith with no first name, Ronnie A. Cox, Annalena Dressler. Oh, she's fantastic. She's been around for a long time. Pat Hogan, Christina Roisum, Leslie Schuyler, Melanie Twitty, Conway's daughter. Hannah Zito, that's Chuck's daughter.
Or Barry's, either one.
There you go. Ashley Smith, Lisa Gordeau, Jay Bison, Kelly Knopp, Andrea Kozmak, Cedar Wilkins, Danny Markham, James LaBouffe, Tyler DeRush, Kevin Sullivan, Erica Sacco, Chris Arsenault, Benjamin with no last name, Richard Powell, Jessica Craig, Dallas Perkins, Oregon Trail Besties, Nick Human, Harley Harrington, Blake Calloway, Melanie Black, Jacqueline Eman, Ben White, Tom Hool, Amanda Rosario, Jack Spirit, Kevin Gross, sorry, sir, Garrett Williams, Pi Jacobs, Antonio Rico, Dougie Fresh, Jenny La Jolla, L.E. Loya, Samuel Hopwood, Jesse, that's Lewis Bates, Jessica Marie Kelly, Alexander Conrad, Greg Niemi, Maureen A. Burt, what is this? Joseph Bartolotta, Zachary with no last name, Jessica Elwell, Cassandra Nicole, Justin Hansen, Christine Red CCC, Equiano Ultra, Liz Upton, Atifa, and all of our patrons. You guys, you're unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.
It's the best I could do.
For what you do for us. Jimmy's parrot voice was not up to par today, but that's okay. We're going to give him a break on that.
Thank you all so much, though.
Thank you for what you do, and looking forward to seeing you at live shows this weekend. A lot of fun there, and all throughout the country. Can't wait to keep coming back.
Oh, boy.
Also, we didn't mention it, but check out on Friday, new episode of our short series coming up here. It's hilarious, incredibly insane episode, so please check that out as well.
Extra stuff for you.
Extra stuff. Can't wait. Find us on social media. Just go to the website. We're there. God damn it. Look us up. Google us. Whatever the hell it is.
Why do you guys do that now? Why don't you get out your personal stuff? Because it's not about us. That's why.
Just follow the show. You'll find us if you like us. That's all. We're there.
We appreciate you giving a shit.
We're all connected. It's fine.
You find us if you want us.
Yeah. I'd rather you follow the show than me. That's all.
Show matters more. See you there.
We're doing this shit. So see you there. And as a matter of fact, until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
with a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.